Yo. Alright. Yo. Yo.
What's that mean? Okay.
What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Yeah. You on mute.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
I can't hear y'all for nothing. Or see you.
1 second. Now, can you hear me now? You hear me now? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Barely.
Barely?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's like barely.
Yeah, you got headphones? You got any headphones?
Yes, yeah. Let me go find that out.
Yeah. You can turn the camera off and you can try to get some headphones. That's probably you. That's why I said earlier you'll be able to hear me um with some headphones.
Gotcha. Hang on, I'm coming.
All right.
What up? What up? What up?
Yo,
Where your picture at?
I got my camera off now. I'm gonna turn it back on now. Turn it on now.
Uh,
All right, bet.
what up? What up? What
Yeah,
up?
yeah. It was good. Jay Crutch, he getting some headphones, I believe.
I got you.
So this is new right here. Yeah, yeah. I know this is
Nah.
gonna be a little adjustment. It's gonna be a little adjustment, but it's something that we gotta do. Gotta be on YouTube now. Gotta take it here.
I don't
Now
disagree.
I know. Now I know what's to call it. Yeah, can you hear me good? I hear you fine.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, Jay Crutch. Yeah, Jay Crutch. He got to get some headphones or some AirPods to come in because you got to. That's the only way you're going to be able to hear is with some headphones or AirPods. AirPods. I mean. All right. TB. See.
Yeah. We're
Yeah,
going to
you didn't
get
have
better.
no.
We're going to get better at this so that we're not having all this at the beginning of our episodes.
Facts.
I just take a moment. Shout out Will Howard. I done seen a lot of Will Howard videos today. Shout out the guy
Yeah.
Will Howard, bro.
Yeah, I'm about to say you ain't had no trouble coming on.
No,
Hold on. Matter of fact, hold on. Tell Tom. Matter of fact, I'm gonna
I
tell
can
Tone
I can
this.
read well.
All right, let me do this. Let me throw it in the comments for TB. Then he'll probably be able to come on that way.
Mm, I can smoke on this again. Not live on Facebook. I'm not as scared. What up with my guy though?
Man, I'm good, brother. Man, I'm good for sure. Um,
I'm gonna tell you this straightforward. It was a long day at work today.
man, I'm
I
already
am
knowing.
not as prepared as usual.
It's all good, bro. I ain't really
Hey, I've told
locked
you
in
before
as
the
much as
times
I
I've
could, but I did the best that I could. I can
no,
say that. I
absolutely.
did the best that I could today. because I was trying to get some videos because that's the thing I gotta do. I gotta do is I gotta start dropping a lot more content from our shows on the channel, which is not a problem because I already had like 6, 7 videos up ready from last week. Let alone this week, I had about 6, 7 ready to do today, but then I got into moving around and stuff, and I'm like, damn, I can't do everything I need to do. And then one thing
Yeah.
tonight. Oh, okay, there go TB, I believe. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not the only over the ear guy.
Y'all see me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we see you.
I don't need these on there. Shit, I can hear you.
Can you hear us, Will?
Yeah, I can hear y'all just fine.
I can
Okay,
hear you
okay.
just fine too.
All right, just making sure. Now I don't. Now I think Jake Crutch he had to have some headphones where he at over
Okay.
there. Yeah, I
Right.
mean, but
Cam.
some we got to get
Since
used to though. We like
once we get
beforehand, like
right.
beforehand. This is what we'll do. Like before, like on Wednesdays, we'll get on here because
Phone. Phone. Chris.
it's a
Just
stage
press
before
home.
we go
No, Chloe's
live
all
in
right.
here.
Okay.
Like so, we'll
She's
hop
fine.
on and try to test, test, audio out and make sure everything is good, and then pop on here and stuff. You know what I mean on Wednesdays. But
Okay.
What's Crutch
definitely
doing? Oh, he was getting headphones.
I
Well, I figured
believe
I
so. He's
figured out
trying
what
to.
I figured out what my problem was because I was trying to copy the link on my Google internet bar, but it has to be on Safari.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So you got
Through the browser.
yeah, yeah. So once I figure
Yeah.
that out, I'll be
So.
good to go.
Yeah, so this is an adjustment, you know what I mean? Just an adjustment just for starting off because, we definitely, this is our first show
Oh
over here.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I love it though. You know what I'm saying? It's going our I say our the fan base and the people is
The
going to come on
moment.
here.
It's
They're
the
going to
moment.
come
You
on
Yeah,
see
here.
it?
You know what I'm saying? So I'm
yeah.
not tripping. Oh yeah, that's fire.
That
That's the catch over the Iowa cat up there in the corner.
that is.
All
I like
nine.
that.
All nine of them things. All nine of them things.
Yeah.
Had to add the
So
feature on here.
Crunch having some problems.
Oh, he had some.
He didn't
He
hear the.
couldn't hear us. Yeah,
He didn't hear the memo that he needed headphones. I guess.
yeah, he
Uh,
didn't. Yeah, that's why I was thinking. I was like, he must not have heard that when I said that earlier.
I don't know why I don't need them.
No.
Yep. So, shit, man.
Get to it.
He said something in the private chat. Go ahead. What happened?
That's cute.
Because it's a private chat too.
He's,
Okay. So we can go ahead and let's go ahead and just go ahead and get it going. And Crutch, he'll come in when he get back right for sure. You feel me? So. All right, so let's get it started, man. Buckeye Steppers, episode 29, man. We back at it again, man. Coming fresh off the spring game, man. Spring ball is officially over with. And now we got, the portal season for the spring. And, summer ball will be arriving soon in a month or two. So start with the spring game, man.
hmm
Exciting game. Of course, me and Jay Crunch, we had the opportunity to be there at the game,
Yeah.
and it was an amazing atmosphere, man. It wasn't as much people as it was last year, but it was still a nice crowd out there. As
I think
soon
they
as we
said
was
60,000, which was the least we've had since like
60,000,
which is like the
Damn.
least we've
yeah,
had since like '06.
Yo, you know what's crazy is if that many people was at the Bengal Stadium, that it would have been a sold out.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
They
it's
man.
said
still
So like it was still a dope atmosphere. Soon as me and Jay Crush was like walking in, like where we was about to like, we was getting our tickets, then we was about to, go in. We seen Blaine Bradford walking right past us with his peoples. You know what I mean? Like, and dude was a big dude, no Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, had to say that for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Stupid, bro.
Yeah, that dude definitely, you know what I'm saying, a big young man, man, for sure, man. And we went in, had some good seats where we was pretty much set on the 50 and everything. And, we got there kind of like when it was going into the second quarter, like the kind of, end of the, like beginning of the second quarter. So we did see the starters. So we did get to see the starters, and we got to see a drive each from Julian and Lincoln, both. Both a drive each with the starters, and then they was rotating them with a lot of the second and third string for the rest of the game and everything. But the atmosphere was great, man. The fans definitely enjoyed the ring ceremony. The guys got their ring, of course, and three rings, by the way, three rings. You know what I'm saying? The two bowls and the national championship for sure. So that was exciting to see for sure. And it was just electric. You see the recruits, they enjoyed themselves as well, man. And dog, like man,
Absolutely.
it was just a lovely sight to be around, man, for
Can you
sure,
see
man.
us
Like
now? Can you see
I can.
us?
Yes, I can see you. And
Welcome
before I
fucking
couldn't
back
hear
to the
you.
all
party,
right,
Now
brother.
I got it
Welcome
all
back
right
to the
now, bro.
all
I
party.
got
right,
it all right
good,
now.
Yeah, yeah.
And that,
good,
yeah, that
good.
was
Yes,
that was a
man.
live ass experience though. Going to that spring game,
Facts,
put a lot of
man,
things to
facts.
light. It put a lot of things to light, man. Ooh, there's a
Man,
lot to talk about.
we gotta go to a game. That atmosphere, all right, but the game. I hope they let us play Texas
Ah,
that night. I hope they let us play Texas that night. But my take from
It's gonna be
the
it's
spring
gonna be in the
game,
afternoon.
my take from the spring game is that everyone that watches our show should completely disregard everything that I said last week, and let's just start over.
I don't
Let's
know,
Hey,
start
it was
over
man.
so.
fresh.
Hold on,
hey,
hold on. Let
why
me
you
say
doing
this.
that Eminem
Hold
though?
on,
Let's
Why
hold
you
start
on.
doing
Let
over
me
that
say
Eminem
fresh.
this,
though?
dog.
Don't
Let's
even
start
Hey, let
over
me say
fresh.
this. I gotta say this. It was so crazy, bro. Cause I'm sitting back today, like I'm listening back to last week's pod, and it's like the first part of the pod we're talking about the QB1 race, obviously, like we're about to do right now, and
What
then
race?
I'm
Right.
listening to this man T Matt on there. He's like, man, I think Blink is
Week
gonna be the
one.
starter week 1, and I'm like, whoa, whoa. Hey, I said this is a competition. I don't want to stretch it and say that myself, but I'm curious to see what happened. I said I'm gonna wait till the spring game and see
And then
what
you
I
will make your
see
prediction
to
this
say
week.
what I'm gonna say. So
No, but listen,
obviously,
if
They
we go
go
off
ahead.
just the number, if we go off just the numbers, right? That's why I asked in the group, does the eye test work? Because the numbers that you posted, Cam, and you posted, I saw your video that you had posted earlier today of Lincoln and the command of offense. I mean, if I just go off the numbers, it looked like he had a good day. Like, you know what I mean? I don't see why
Oh,
it's
I
he
not
didn't
mean,
not a
have a bad
competition.
day. He didn't have a bad day. Let's not put that out there.
nah,
He had a
yeah.
good day, but it's definitely JS10's job. That's all I'm saying.
Abs- I
And
would say that he
ask
erased
Cam.
every bit of space that he had gained. I feel like
Yeah,
was lost Saturday, and y'all know. Listen, I'm always straightforward when I'm wrong. I've argued y'all like that stats matter, and I mean eye test matters too, but like stats don't lie. I would say his stats lied because like I'm not saying Lincoln Kehoe's had a bad game, but like I would say at least his first 10 passes, not a single one of them things looked good. Even the ones that were caught by receivers, he is lucky the receiver caught it. If we're being 100% honest, I would say he heated up more later in the like in his drives that he got, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that JS10 came out slinging and hey bro, you got to see it live in action like the release that they talk about, like it just looks different. Like it looks I'm being real. I've been watching Buckeye football my entire life. I've never seen someone throw it the way he does. It's like a different, like, phew, I don't. It's nice and it's
You know what it
accurate and
reminds me of? It
it's
reminds me of
beautiful.
the rookie of the movie Rookie of the Year, his release. That little, you know what I mean? How he was throwing. He had that little quick little release.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up. I'm
So,
not going to sit here and flex like I know
okay,
Tom Brady.
but yo, we can watch some videos on here.
Boom.
Okay.
I was like, who shot through that gap through there? I'm like, oh, that's Bo. That's Bo.
Okay, so I had to try something real quick. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, hey,
but
we got to practice and work out some kinks sometimes.
yeah, for
First
sure.
one.
Like,
I
yeah,
just need to
so
say
that's
episode
something
29
that
dash first YouTube event.
so yeah, man. I mean, we of course we was at the game, of course, man, and just read. I'm gonna read off some of this. I'm gonna read out the stats from the quarterbacks. Um, Julian saying just for instance for him, he had a 71% completion rate, 175 passing yards with one touchdown. Lincoln Keyholtz, 67 completion rate, 158 yards, two touchdowns. And Tavian St. Clair, 116 passing yards, one touchdown towards the end to close it out.
It was
Keep his
beautiful.
confidence there. And
It was
the two
beautiful though.
interceptions, of course. The two interceptions that he threw, you know what I'm saying, was just
Bad,
bad reads. Just bad reads.
And good
bad.
defense, to be honest.
Yeah, for
Not that
sure.
first one. Not that first one. That first one was just all bad. And you
It
know what I mean?
was.
I've been hiring St. Clair, but like as you watched him, like he had a touch pass down the sideline, then he had one over the middle, and the drives kind of stalled with the running plays and whatever. But because the defense is playing too, so it's supposed to make everybody look good. But he's gonna be a star, bro. St. Clair is
He's going
coming.
to be.
He
Absolutely.
is coming.
A couple years in this
And
Buckeye atmosphere, bro, is going to completely change what we're dealing with. And he
after
already
I hope he
that,
got
doesn't.
it.
I
He
hope he
already
doesn't.
he already got it.
Right. I hope he
You hope
doesn't
what?
turn out to be like another like Joe Burrow type player that's been on a team and you know what I mean, because Julian saying and other quarterbacks is doing their thing. I'm hoping that doesn't be the case for him.
Burrow wasn't ever going to play here because of the coaches. He wasn't ever going to play. Isn't that crazy? That's
Yeah, but he
crazy.
was here for like 3 years though. So it's like
I
And
would
he was
I'm
say,
hoping that
I
never
would
doesn't.
going to
say,
play.
for us this race, just to particularly just get on this race with Julian and Lincoln. Obviously, from the spring game, obviously that was the time where I was like last week. Hey, I gotta wait to see in the spring game to really say who really got command and who was really the QB1 after the spring game. And of course, me and Jay Crush, we was there, and you base this shit off the stats. Both guys didn't have a bad day, but if you look at the actual game, Julian had the better day. As far as he had the better command of the offense. You know what I mean? Like, and Lincoln, he definitely did. He wasn't bad at all. He didn't turn the ball over or anything. He just had a couple drives where the defense was good. You know what I mean? So, good day for both guys. But if I have to say who had the better day between the two, I would say Julian. You just look at the offense ran for both guys, and it looks like more fluent with Julian
Right.
behind the center. You know what I'm saying? Other than Lincoln, even though you can't go wrong with either guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I was hearing some talk
Nah.
earlier. Some people was talking about what if teams started wanting to offer Lincoln to hit the portal. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these teams be tampering, trying to hit these kids' agents up and see if they'll lead the portal for a certain amount of money or whatsoever. And
Mhm.
right now, as far as what I'm hearing, like Lincoln and Julian, they're content, they're good. You know what I mean? And our room is locked. As far as the quarterback room, I did hear Ryan Day may look to get one of those, them veteran, quarterbacks that
Wow.
just he wants to have four guys in the room at least. You know what I'm saying? And just to get one of those veteran guys that probably want to
He got
be a
four.
GA next year. That's a senior and stuff. So
What's his
it's
name?
some options
He
there.
didn't play.
But
They got four in there.
JS10 is the guy right now. He is the guy right now going into the summer to summer ball.
Can
I
I get
agree.
Crutch? You was right. Go ahead. Crutch, you was right. I'm sorry.
Salute.
Couldn't hear you.
I
Let's
I
just wait.
think that
Let's just wait and see. Let's just wait and see.
nah, I'm gonna let you have your crutches right, but I do, and I know you are not. You are notorious for saying you're gonna do something and then switching it up on a live. If Lincoln wins this fucking battle, you better fucking apologize. And yes, I'm talking about Will Howard. Y'all promised to apologize, and y'all motherfuckers still
Oh
hate
my
him.
God.
Hater ass
Here you go,
motherfuckers.
bro.
I owned
Man.
up to my shit, and I said everything I had to say about him. Like, you know what I mean? It was all good in the playoffs. For you to sit there and say that, like, they look like they did in the playoffs than they did any time in the regular season,
I never said that.
to a team worth something. Exactly. So, like, we only have this to go for. So, like, hindsight's 2020 and shit. Like, yeah, Chris, you right. Haha, fuck you, would have worked. But you know what I mean? You want to come to this? It's cool, bro. I appreciate you. Ain't no big deal.
Hey, no, I'm saying if Lincoln does win, you better say that. Haha, you might have been right, even though I already went back on it myself.
I already said Will
I'm
Howard's
saying
name here, right? I said it right. I was
I'm
fucking with
saying let's
Cam
wait a
at the
little
game
bit.
when we was there talking about Will Helen, but that
Bro,
was
bro, did you
different.
remember? Hold on, do y'all remember Julian's throw? Do y'all remember the throw down the seam that Julian had to Jelani Thurman on that drive that they scored with Bo Jackson?
Yes.
Yes,
Bro,
my boy
bro, that
Petty
was a
John fucked up
beautiful
that.
ball, bro. Beautiful ball. Even though Jelani took a hit for it, but it was a beautiful ball. Like Julian was throwing some good throws out there, man. Like he had some dots out there. And
Right.
He most did.
now let me ask you this. Who is the who out of all of the the that like the running backs, like who was the best out of the running backs and who had the better day out of the running backs Saturday?
My favorite watching was damn, not Bo Jackson, but the one he's three name guy, running back, battling for the three spot.
Fuck that. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Nah,
Dixon?
nah, he looked
Yes,
good. He was running people
Williams
over.
Dixon looked good as hell,
Yeah,
and
William
Bo
Dixon.
Jackson looked great too. But like he had
Man,
that little bit of shine
can we
two
can
Ford
we
had.
say that all four of them looked absolutely phenomenal and had one or two great runs each? Like
I mean,
there's
yeah,
not
I mean
really like
CJ
I don't
Donaldson
really
was
think that
impressive.
any of the four like really like outshined the other. They all had some nice runs. What, three of them had touchdowns? Maybe all four of them had touchdowns for real.
You
I
asked
know
me to
CJ
choose.
Donaldson. I know CJ Donaldson had one.
I know Dixon had
Who
one.
else?
Bo
Jason
had
and
one.
Bo
Yeah,
Bo had one for sure too.
What I'm saying,
Salute to Mrs.
I
Cam
don't
J.
know if
Love you,
James
baby.
People did or not.
he didn't play enough. His spot solidified. I don't think
Bro,
JS10.
bro,
I
Sam Williams Dixon, bro, ran over Malik Hartford.
Yeah,
Crazy,
did him bad.
crazy. Like he did him
Bad.
bad, man. Malik Hartford, I ain't gonna lie, he had a good game though. I like what I seen from Malik, man. We're gonna get in and talk about the defense shortly though. But the running backs, man, they solid, bro. We got a solid four. And Isaiah West and Turbo Rogers ain't even hit campus yet. I mean, well, Isaiah West is here, but he ain't gonna play until summer camp though. So, um,
He's
yeah,
good for
man,
4 years.
yeah, the running back room is crazy, bro. Like I'm just excited about that room, dog, because that one-two punch with James Peoples and CJ Donaldson, and then you got two guys that's capable of being RB3. They could be RB1 at a lot of schools. You know what I mean? With and
Right,
Sam
man.
Sam Williams Dixon and Bo Jackson. Sam Williams Dixon really surprised me, dog. He was running inside them tackles very well and strong out there, dog. Like I was real live. Like I was amazed about it. I'm like, damn, Sam Williams
Well,
Dixon
well, well,
looking nice out there.
He trying to win the team back, I bet, with his old trying to leave.
I mean, he don't have no choice
He
to
did.
though.
He did.
He definitely
Bo's
did
moving to
his
power
job.
too. Now Bo looks smaller in real life than I expected. Like you know what I mean. I looked at all the stats and the height and shit, but like he just looks
Yeah, he
smaller.
was a little
Like
smaller than I expected, but
but he was still
he's
moving
got
that
good
pile,
lateral
bro.
movement.
He
And
was
he
still moving
a
that
couple of
What
pile.
running
times
back? Let me ask
a couple
y'all.
of times he got hit.
What
My bad,
running
go ahead.
back do Bo Jackson like remind y'all of? Like his
I
style of
was about to
running?
say it. Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara? I
Okay.
like that. I like
I
that
like
one.
it.
I was about to say that was literally what I was about to say. A couple of times I saw him get hit. It's like that balance that Alvin Kamara made like popular. I guess I know it's been a thing. I'm not trying to say he invented it, but like
Yeah.
showing the
Right.
practices and how he gained his balance and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I just I that was my initial thought.
It's a good one.
For sure.
I was gonna say Marshall Falk just because of
Marshall
his
Falk?
hands out of the backfield and the fact that he can run in between the tackles a little better than Alvin Kamara. Like I said, I was surprised he was pushing pounds. He was pushing pounds, bro. That surprised
Yeah.
me.
I mean, listen. So out of all the three, who was the best? We talking about JS10 solidified the job and all that. What running back solidified the number one up at this point?
Peoples, because
I
he didn't
don't
even play.
I'll say he didn't I think our best back didn't play much. But if you want me to tell
Yeah, he
you
didn't.
who looked the best out of the ones that played.
Yeah, what you think? What you think, TB? What you think? What's the comparison for his style of Bo Jackson?
I was sitting there thinking, man, I was thinking more like a Shady
Oh my
McCoy.
bad, y'all. I
Okay.
can dig that. The
You know what I
lateral his
mean? That's
lateral movement, like I can see what you're saying, like the way that the quick sidestep lateral movement and get right back to top speed. He's
yeah.
maybe don't even switch from top speed. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
he was impressive.
Yeah,
He
I
fell out
mean,
by that for me.
I know me and Jay Crush, we was talking about it while we was watching the game Saturday, and I was like, man, he flashy out there, kind of like Jameer Gibbs to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he got
Yep,
like a
you did say
Jameer
that
Gibbs
too.
style, can run in between the tackles, catch out of the
I'll do that
backfield.
one live again.
Definitely can, shake you, run you over. Like he has a versatile style. Like Bo Jackson is an all around back, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's going to get big over time. So I'm not worried about, as
Yeah,
far as
our
the
strength
size.
team,
And his
100%.
size
Yeah.
where he is right now, like he's good where he at right now. That boy, he gonna be good. Like I like the rotation. I wonder how Coach Lock is going to rotate that running back room. I mean, I know it's going to be with the 1-2, but I wonder how he's going to do it in particular with Bo
Running back
Jackson and
three.
Sam Williams Dixon. Like how he going to be able to rotate those two guys into play because both of those guys they look good enough to where they definitely can play
I
too for
say
sure.
this is an honest opinion because I saw that as the topic, and if that's what you're falling into, I think that as much as I've hated on him for his little transfer decision, I think Williams Dixon ends up like our RB3 third down running back occasionally. But like, I think you redshirt Bo Jackson because then like that's the one thing that I seen out of the spring game that made me hype to think of. And like I swear, like I'm not making this up. I didn't think of this later. Like while watching the game, seeing Tavian St. Clair throw to Quincy Porter and think of the fact that
Mhm.
Chris Henry Jr. will be there with him when he's the starter. And then you talking Turbo Rogers and Bo Jackson and bro, that team's gonna be crazy. Like the team in the future is gonna be crazy. Like I'm excited for this year, but like to see like we took our starters out and still probably had 40% 5 stars in the field. That's crazy, bro. Not many other programs can say that or even get that excited from a spring game watching their third string because you're like, damn, we talking 2027, 2028, and this team's going to be loaded, and they're right there.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they leave, I understand the portal shit could change, but like at this moment, what we're envisioning right now, that was what I had fun with getting to see. I said it in the group, but getting to see it with like all the young cats and how good that team's going to be, that's crazy.
Yo, I
Crazy.
got another question. I got another question real quick for Cameron Crutch. How the offensive line look, man, up in person?
Okay, so I had to go back and watch a little bit of the game, a little bit, honestly. to see the line because everything was going so fast, and me and Crush, I felt like we both was talking about it. That we're like we both was watching like the running backs,
QBs,
quarterbacks, wide receivers, the
receivers.
DBs and stuff, linebackers. We didn't get to pay attention too much to the D line, so that's where I was like, I know I'm gonna have to go back and watch back. So I went back and watched back. I seen they had Searville at right tackle and Ethan Owenwa at left tackle, and you seen Henchman at center, Shabola at guard, Montgomery at guard. So that's how they had it as far as the starters. You know what I mean? Where that was a different look to where I'm like, that could be possible because remember they was rotating the guards amongst Searville, Montgomery,
Mm-hmm.
um and
Sure.
Shabola. So
Mm-hmm.
with them three rotating now, they like, well, shit, they got experience now. We want to move one of them guys out, and they've been practicing with Searville the whole spring with him being a tackle, and between both right and left tackle. So
Right.
I
Right.
mean, the line looked decent. I feel like we got good depth behind the line. I think we'll see a little bit more what we got with the line a little bit going into the summer camp, but the O line in particular, I like what I see from the O line. The O line is solid. We got some good depth. We got some Carter Lowe, the freshman. That's a name to really watch out for us next year. Like this year, of course, he's going to be developing behind Ethan Owenwa, but next
The
year,
kid's good.
Ohio State's looking forward to him possibly
Some
being that
more.
guy at tackle. So Carter Lowe, of course, a four-star guy that we got out of here, from Ohio, and they're
Nice.
looking. What I've been hearing, the coaches are looking forward to Carter Lowe because he had a good spring game. They're looking forward for him to push forward and possibly be that guy next year, left tackle, to replace Ethan Onwa. So that was a big move with him, and as well, Padilla had a good game. The backup center, he was decent. The Armstrong
Piggyback
twins,
off.
the Armstrong twins, they was okay. They're improving. They're improving. I say the Armstrong twin that plays tackle, he's the better one out of the two because the other one plays guard, and he's improving. So they're expecting him to possibly be one of them guys that tackle possibly next year if he can get right. So I mean, it's a lot that I love about the line, man. The line has some great depth for sure, and it's going to get even better. As far as the D line right now, obviously, the big answer is they want depth at D tackle. Caden McDonald, um, Edric Houston, amazing as starters, but we need depth at D tackle. At edge, we got guys there. They look like Logan George. He had a good day. He had a good day, I would say for sure.
I think we're like five
Um,
deep at edge right now.
yeah, and they're bringing in a guy out of the portal. I mean, far as like he's the guy from North Carolina that's coming to visit. Let me read
Yeah.
off one that real quick. So this is guy right here. His name is Buell Atkinson. He's going to visit Ohio State and Georgia. So those are the two schools that he's planning on to visit. Definitely a top portal guy. Had 11 sacks through 2 seasons at North Carolina. So he's pretty much of a an edge rusher. So if they're looking for a guy to just come out all out, edge, pass, pass rush. That's a guy that they're looking at. But I know for sure that they're definitely looking to get a depth piece for D tackle in particular. You know what I'm saying? Linebacker, you see what we got at linebacker. Our linebacker core, man, I
Hey
love
John.
Arvell, Sonny, best linebacker core in the country. Riley Pettijohn, and bro, it was so amazing. I told Jake Rush this. I was like, it's so
Thanks.
amazing to watch Pettijohn and Alfred out there together because those two guys, they are the future, and they were flying around there, bro. Like they were flying out
Thanks.
there, man. How y'all feel about them guys?
I
I
definitely
like
I,
like
Petty
the
John.
whole defense.
I'm high
Petty
on Petty
John's a
John. Yeah,
baller, dog.
yeah. But like you're right, T. I'm high on the whole defense. To be honest with you, there's no reason we shouldn't have the #1 defense in the country. And I'm talking third down conversions, best in the country. You know what I'm saying? For everything. You know what I mean? I don't think teams better think twice, 3, 4 times before going for it on fourth down. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I
I'm
honestly,
excited.
honestly, I see us going. I don't see us losing the game. Only tough game I really see is giving us some trouble is that Texas game, and that's really
Week
it.
one.
I think we're levels above everybody else in our conference, and damn near any team in the country. Honest with you, so that's just my opinion. I have
After
high expectations. So,
after seeing it in person, I I,
mhm.
I, I agree with you. Like we're going to be in the running for the next 6 years. Like
Dog.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying.
literally, we gonna have the best
We on
roster.
some Georgia type shit right now. Like when they were good for
Yeah.
like
This is
6
our
years. Like
time. This is
yeah,
Saban's Alabama. This is Georgia. You know what they defense and everything they brought. Like you know what I mean. This is our run
Mhm.
right now, and it's going to be. It doesn't seem like it's going to end now because of how we're still recruiting the next 2 3 years, and seeing that spring game with Petty John and Alfred and Devin Sanchez out there just all on the island and holding up, like holding up.
man.
Iggy looked shaky on JJ. We walked in. I said so too. Like, oh, there it is, Iggy on JJ. Oh yeah, Iggy on JJ. But like it's crazy. Like it is for the foreseeable future. Y'all gonna be hearing
Right.
our names all excited and talking shit. You know what I mean? It's the best part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. What's the next
Just
Facts,
topic,
get it
man?
man.
knocked.
Yeah. Pettijohn, I love that kid, bro. I like what I now. Let's talk about the safety battle. Now, who y'all think had the better day between Jalen McClain and Malik Hartford? Because I felt like both of them played very well. And let me add a reminder too. The defense was in like cover two. It was very vanilla throughout this game. Just
Yeah.
to add that, very vanilla.
Base.
They did switch to cover three on that interception that Tavian threw to Fahim Delane that he took for a pick six. Now they did, yeah, they did switch coverages in that play, but they were very vanilla at cover two majority of the day. And Malik Harford and Jalen McClain, I thought I seen some good things out of both guys, man. I think that's still a big competition going into summer camp, man. How y'all feel about
I
those
think
two guys with the
I
competition?
think it's one of the better battles on the team for position. I still want to see who takes the first snaps at edge because I'm still not sold that them two that we assume are the best. I really think C.J. Hicks could make a step towards that. I think that George dude looked crazy, so I think edge is an intriguing battle. But as far as safety between those two, I think that Jalen McClain is going to end up winning. He had a couple of real nice pass breakups that I respected. Hartford getting ran over like that, I didn't really like. But not, I mean, we're coming from like Caleb Downs with Lathan Ransom, and your safety don't really get ran over much. So like seeing someone get annihilated like that by that was just I was like eek.
He, he,
Hey,
Yeah,
what
he,
was
actually,
up with my boy? Hey, what was up with my boy Chadwick, man? Why was he was going so tough on Aaron Scott? Because watching the game back, Aaron Scott he made some plays out there, man,
I
the other day,
agree.
man.
He broke
Like
up
that's
that
why I
pass
was
on
like,
Mylan Graham.
yeah,
He broke up a pass to Jelani Thurman. Yeah, I
fa-
mean, I thought he played good. I'm kind of about to like now that you brought it up because I forgot about it watching the game and being at work. Shout out Chadwick. I hope you watch this and defend yourself in whatever way because I'm not trying to disrespect no man that can't defend himself. But I want to know what he was
good luck.
talking about. He said, "Dude got off-field issues." I didn't never really see that. Maybe I missed something. Maybe y'all know what he was talking
yeah.
about.
I honestly, bro, when he said that, I
I'd
was
never heard
sitting
that
next to Jay
before.
Crush, and I was like, I ain't never seen no off the field issues
Yeah,
for Aaron. I've always heard he's been a you know a good young man. So I can't
Man,
really
I
I'm
That
gonna
right
haven't
just
hook,
heard any.
say,
speak on
I
that.
haven't heard
that
any
right
off the
hook
field
tells
energy
me
for
that's not the
anybody
first
for
one
real.
he threw. That's all I'm saying. That
hey,
was not the
Hey,
say
first right
that.
hook he
now
threw.
Say
You hear me?
that.
that
That's
little,
all I'm
hey,
saying.
I love shit like that though. That
Yeah,
competitiveness
at
that they had
practice.
with Miley Graham and Aaron Scott Jr. Hey, I love that shit,
Nah,
bro. Like that
that
shit
wasn't
was
Miley
lit.
Graham though. That wasn't Miley Graham. That was 11.
Oh, that
That
was
was the other.
Quincy Porter. Yeah, that was Quincy
Yeah,
Quincy
Porter. It
Porter,
was
yeah.
Quincy Porter and Aaron Scott Jr. Yeah, that I love that competitiveness from both of those guys. And that I mean,
back.
it's gonna get feisty out
Ah,
there.
I love it too. Back to the
I
safety
mean,
talk though. Miley Graham's long touchdown he had cutting across
nice
the
save.
field. That was your boy safety missing that tackle too. Um, McCain definitely had a better game by far to me personally. Whatever,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
like yeah, McCain
Now
definitely had a better game,
I kind of guess I
tackling and
understand
everything.
more now that I could see them both on the field back to back. I kind of understand why we went from Malik. Remember we talked about this earlier, maybe like episode 17 type era, about he played a bunch as a freshman and then didn't really play at all last year, which we know was due some to injury, but. Maybe Jalen McClain is just better because I also agree. I thought he looked better myself.
That's why we're going after three safeties in this next draft class. Whoa, Matt. Sorry. Go ahead, Ty.
Hey, we'll see him the 23rd when
No,
he holds up
I was
that
just
OH.
Man.
sorry.
Yeah, bro. Me personally, with those two guys, I would say I like McLean better in that day, but I like what I seen from Malik Hartford too. I like what
Yeah,
I seen from him. He makes some plays out there, but
He
that
was
that's
better
going to be a
against
competitive. That's a competitive, competitive competition between those two guys at safety for that safety spot alongside Caleb Downs, man. And let me ask this question: how much do y'all believe Marlon Graham is going to play? Because that man, he had 4 catches for 104 yards in a tutty Saturday.
against the
He was
starters.
amazing.
Against the starters.
no,
Say that again. Against the starters.
not
Like,
against the
I've been
stars.
high on. I've been high
what do
on
you
Milan Graham.
mean?
He had his touchdown against the second or third string, but he was balling on. He was balling,
He had his
because
first
he
three
played.
catches on the first drive with Julian saying. I mean, I don't even grasp what
Yeah,
you're
but
saying.
the big 60-yard catch happened with all Pettijohn was in and everybody else was in that second quarter.
Yeah,
Like the start safety that he's talking about, Malik. Um, he's the one that missed the tackle, but he was basically
yeah.
the only starter in that back seven because Devin Sanchez was closest to us, and then three, the little brother, the
Lorenzo
linebacker.
Staff.
There it is. He
Lorenzo.
was on the backside. Lorenzo Styles looked better on both of them corners we already mentioned, or besides Devin. But
I
yeah,
mean, corner wise, just to kind of double back on the corners. The corners, Lorenzo Styles was impressive at the nickel. He made some plays out there. I do like him at the nickel. We seen Bryce
I
West
like
out
Nate.
there. Bryce West, he looked in pretty decent out there. Of course, who else? Of course, Devin was out there. You know what I'm saying? Devin was doing this thing a little bit out there, even though he had a couple catches on him. But it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's a spring game, so and you playing against the best. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? So it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And
Definitely a
the
great
corners were
spring game.
solid. Corner, corners were solid. But back to Mylan Graham, that man was doing this damn thing, man, out there, man. And I know we was talking about who was going to be that fourth guy, between him and Bryson Rogers, and I looks like Hardline is going to try to play both of them in rotation with both of them, but he's for sure going to play Miley Graham. Like Miley Graham is like undeniable. You cannot not sit. Like if you sit that man, you're stupid. Like he's going to hit the portal. So like he's
He
that
grabbed
he's one,
he
bro.
grabbed
I
he grabbed number
know
five for a reason.
T
He gonna make
Mac
G Dub
Facts.
proud.
T Mac
I
was
he's
on
number
record. He was
three.
like T Mac
He's
was
number
saying that
three.
he think he better than Brandon Ennis.
I do.
I think he is too. I cannot. I
I,
can't.
I
I would like to
I
say
am
that.
not. Now
Listen,
I'm
tell
gonna
me
I
say
didn't want
something
to
this.
that he
interrupt you.
does
I didn't want
better.
to interrupt you,
Now,
Cam.
Hold
now
on.
I'm gonna say this. Let me say this real quick.
But
I am not disagreeing with you on that. I'm not disagreeing with you, but how they
Who?
got it set up. Of course, Ennis is going to be, the third guy. Of course, you know what I mean. It's just how Hardline has it designed for those guys to
Thank you.
to run it up this year. So, but Monty Graham is going to get a lot of fucking playing time for sure.
yeah, you beat me to it, T. Because I was literally about. I didn't want to interrupt Cam, but I was literally about to say I think he's better than Ennis, in my opinion. You know, I'm glad I ain't the only one who think
What
that, but I really do
what do
believe
you
he's more
what do you
talented.
think? Take punt returning away, and we can't even say that for sure because we've never seen Milan do it. What does Ennis do better to you? Block, maybe?
Slot, slot,
Nah,
slot
Block.
routes,
I don't think so.
slot,
I
slot
don't know.
routes.
I think that he would be a good slot too.
I think so
I'm
too.
asking
I'm
though.
not. sa-
So
I'm not saying.
Ennis is
I think he'd be a good slot in 2 years. I don't think he's a good slot now. And in 2 years, he ain't gonna. He might. Well, he probably is gonna be in the slot because it's gonna be
who? You talking
Porter
about Marlon
and
Graham?
Chris Henry Jr. Yeah, and it's gonna be Chris Henry
Oh yeah,
Jr. on the
yeah,
outside. But Marlon
yeah.
Graham's
I
the
mean,
outside too. He Garrett Wilson, bro. He out there. He does it all of it.
Marlon Graham
I gotta get
reminds
off.
me. He
Ennis is a
reminds me
specialist though.
who
Hey, breaking news! Breaking news! The taxes just hit. Your boy Mike gotta go. No, I'm just kidding,
Huh?
bro. I'm talking shit. But
Oh.
I said breaking news. The taxes just hit. Your boy Mike gotta go. I was just kidding, bro.
But but honestly, like
As much help as they get.
I think Milan kind of reminds me of first year Emeka, like when Emeka first came onto the team. You know what I mean?
Hey,
That's
I
the
think he's
vibes I'm
better
getting
than
from
Mecca.
him.
I
First
want
year,
y'all to
not
know
now.
that this episode
I ain't
is
talking
great,
last year Emeka. I'm talking first year. Like you know what I mean?
and that's
First
fine
year
to
Emeka
Yeah,
say
came onto
too.
the squad. That's what I'm thinking. He reminds me a lot of him during that time.
I can see that because like it's a great comparison because he probably won't be a one while he's here at Ohio State, but he's still gonna be a first round draft pick. I think
Mm-hmm.
he's better
That's
than Mecca.
real. You just put that in a real perspective. He probably will never be wide receiver one, but he's
I'm just
always going
saying
to be elite here. That's
that was
dude.
Ty's. I was just tying it in. You hear me? That was Ty's thing, but
That's
that's
great. I didn't.
beautiful.
My
I
bad.
think
I
he's
was
better
talking
than
to my
Mecca
wife.
though.
So if Ty said that, my fault. I just heard you say it, so that's when I focused
Oh,
again.
yeah, that was me. But it's all good. We
My
all
bad,
yeah.
human.
I
buddy.
mean,
My
like I said before, bro, Marlon Graham, he's gonna get a lot of playing time along, rotation with the top three guys with JJ Tate and Ennis and Bryson Rogers. He's in the mix, of course, as well. Quincy Porter, bro, I was impressed with him. Like he played himself to where he can be in the mix a little bit as well, bro. Like that six
Yeah.
five frame, like bro, like that man look like he's 6'6" out there. Me personally, man, but no, they say
Well,
6'5", so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with 6'5".
we were there in person. He looks big. He looks big as hell.
Yeah, yeah,
But we were also there in person. The first half did not look like his second half. And he played a lot of the end of that second quarter, like almost the whole second quarter. He was out there damn near the whole game for real. But
right.
um in the second half he looked a lot better, which you know what I mean? He's
due to
going against
lack of
people his age or
competition, yeah.
whatever,
And let me
but it's
and
not,
let me mention
first
too.
string.
Yeah, and let me mention too. I like what I seen from Phillip Bell and Desi Jones.
At the end,
Phillip
Desi
Bell caught
Jones.
that last touchdown that Tavian threw towards the end of the game.
yeah,
Where he caught like that was a dot from Tavian. That was a dot from
facts.
Tavian. And
Beautiful
let me
pass.
mention something about the Tavian part real quick too. Yeah, he started
We
off
should have did this
shaky.
Sunday, bro. We 50 minutes
Yes,
into the
we
spring game.
definitely did.
We 50 minutes into the spring game right now.
so Tavian, he had the first couple shaky drives. Of course, he threw two picks in the game, but I like what Day and Hartline did with him, far as
Facts.
have him get that last
This
drive
is
to
still the first topic.
let him have a successful drive, have a chance to get a crack at a successful drive, so he can have some confidence going into summer camp. And he did his
Facts.
damn thing. Like he had a couple drives stalled where the defense was good, but Tavion got a lot of wreck out there.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Desi Jones and Phillip Bell, Quincy Porter, all three of them. Nate Roberts. Nate Roberts, the freshman tight end, was better than Max LeBlanc. Max LeBlanc, he dropped a couple passes in the game. Nate Roberts was out there
He looked bad.
balling, bro. I like what I see from 83, man. Nate Roberts.
Yep. Spring game
He got
overall,
to put
too.
some weight
I
on him.
totally agree. Yeah, he's small. He looks small on TV, but did he look as small in person?
Yes.
Is
He
it
looked
like is
He
he?
looks like wide
big.
receiver. I thought
He
he was a
looked
wide
kind of
receiver. I was like, who the
solid.
fuck is 83?
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
facts.
he
he
looked
gonna
big
put some
out
weight
there,
on him.
bro.
He didn't. But he gonna look big next year. Go to the spring game next year, we'll be like, damn, yeah, that's a tight end. You know what I mean?
Um,
It's he's 17 years old, 18 years old. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks, man. So
All right.
let's go ahead and get to the
What's the next
business,
topic?
man. Let's get to the business, man. Nico, Amalaeva. Bro,
However,
it's been crazy with this guy, man. Of course, obviously today he ends up, committing to UCLA today. But we got to stir up
Bro.
all of the news with our started. Of course, it started with Nico, where he didn't attend practice for the Vols, and then basically rumors start swirling around that he was going to enter the trans portal, that he wanted more NIL money, and the reported number was $4 million. We already know at the moment that he was making about 2 million up there in Tennessee at the time. So with that being
2.4.
said, he ends up trying to ask Tennessee and negotiate a new deal. And Tennessee didn't want to negotiate a new deal. They said, you can move on. So they moved on from Nico, and Nico now has hit the portal. And obviously now, today, as of literally the last hour, this man just committed to UCLA. UCLA was like, first the top shooter was Tulane, and then, what I'm saying? Tulane, then the news came out like an hour later where Tulane was backing out, like where they didn't want to, mess with Nico. And then, the report came out with UCLA, where UCLA was like, they was waiting to see what teams was going to target him and see how much they was going to throw at him for us money wise and everything. And UCLA, they pulled out the gun, man, and shot they shot, man. So Nico Amalueva is a UCLA Bruin, and he's going to see Ohio State for sure in this 2025 season, man. What y'all think about all of the Nico drama, man? Was he right or was he wrong for making the move that he did with Tennessee for us, the money? Trying to negotiate an NIL deal for more money when he was already on a current deal with them with a lot of money already. How y'all feel about it? Go with it on T Mac first.
well, I was ready to tell Jay Crutch to go, so I am ready though. First statement: he better not wear that same helmet when he comes to Columbus because we already know what that's going to be like. He better just go ahead and wear the Speed Flex to start. Um, but like, I'm
Keep
gonna
your
say
shirt
this
on.
in two ways. Do I feel like he handled it correctly? Maybe not, depending. I mean, like, I'm starting to see differing reports from his camp, so I don't really know how this whole situation is true from which side. I'm not really going to speak too much until real facts come on it. But if it goes the way, like, if it went the way that they said, like, I don't think he handled it right. But like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. If he wanted 4 million, it's because why the fuck does Carson Beck deserve 4 million if Nico doesn't? I mean, like, I um.
Carson
I
Beck's the
don't know
champion,
how
though,
else
isn't he?
this. No,
Didn't Georgia win it?
that
He
was
didn't win a championship with Georgia?
no. Stetson Bennett was the last person to win a
Oh, okay.
championship at
Okay.
Georgia.
Right.
Okay. I stay corrected there, bro.
That's why Georgia ain't won it because Beck's been their quarterback. uh, my
That's a
thoughts
great
on the
point you make, though,
process.
T. That's a great point. Go
What?
ahead, Jay. I would say that's a great point,
My
T, but go
my
ahead, Jay.
you never know what the chances are when you push your chips in. You know what I mean? So like hindsight, we could say he was wrong. People gonna say he was wrong, this, that, and the other. I also heard that I'll speak on it because I read it and the internet's always truthful, right? So I read that he was basically already threatening or pushing his chips to the table in the playoffs.
Facts. I saw that.
So like it's been a problem with him in Tennessee for a while, and that's probably what pushed him to push his chips in. And now here we are, and he's going to UCLA, and now he has a worse chance of beating Ohio State. But that's that.
Did he
I can't
get
say
more?
he was
Did he
wrong.
lose money?
He, I think they're paying the same thing that
I think
Tennessee
they're
pays.
paying him the same
Uh,
amount. Yeah.
the
Okay.
exact same amount.
Mhm.
And he's going to go to a lesser school. So, but what if he goes to, or he goes to UCLA and they win two more games than anybody even expected them to win because they're in the Big Ten now anyway? You know what I mean? He's going to improve his draft stock. I still think he's going to improve his draft stock
I mean,
by
honestly,
moving on.
can we really say it's a lesser school? I mean, what are both schools done lately? I mean, for real. I mean, shit. I mean, we could
Well,
arguably we made the Big Ten is better. It's been better than the SEC past couple of years. Probably will be projected to be.
that's true too.
You know what I'm
That's
Yeah,
saying?
true
but
too.
like UCLA hasn't been at the top of the SEC, or at least in the top 4 or 5, and
Now,
Tennessee
now,
has been. So like,
now that
it's
now that Ty
definitely a
said that
lesser
though,
situation.
probably when he signed on to go to Tennessee, the SEC was supposed to be reigning, and now it's the Big Ten reigning. And he was like, "All right, well, at least I'm gonna get airtime because
Right.
UCLA is gonna play Ohio
Ohio
State,
State.
Penn State,
But
or Oregon. I don't remember which one,
I
and
mean,
then Michigan too."
he's an island kid. You know what I'm saying? He played. You know, he like from the sun. Maybe he just didn't like Rocky Top, bro.
I don't
Yeah,
blame him.
Maybe he
good point.
maybe he was ready to go back to the warmth.
Yeah.
Hey,
Does him going to UCLA boost our strength of schedule?
I
Y'all
hope.
think?
I think we
It
got to see what
should,
they
Should.
but
look like
all right,
first. But
I'm
like,
gonna say
Great
this
I
about
think
fucking
in like
great
terms
one.
of, go ahead.
like UCLA. Deshaun Foster, he's head coach over there, and they're building. That of course, Chip Kelly, he left there because of Chip Kelly, he's like, yo, I don't want the responsibility of trying to be head coach and trying to build at UCLA, and obviously,
Right.
it's been tough to do so. Even though Chip Kelly did make he made some little strides there, but it's hard to build at UCLA when you got Oregon and USC up there in the West Coast, and of course, Washington. They're pretty popular now on the West Coast as well. So you got
Yeah.
those teams. So UCLA, they're a team that's building still, and they're a long away from being a top contender in the Big Ten. So I mean, no,
Okay.
Yo,
hopefully,
is
this will
that a
be
home game for us, Cam? I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
it's a
They
home
coming
game.
in.
Let's
Yeah,
go to that one. Let's go to that one.
Hey, I
I
just
was
found
hoping
my
that'd be a
third
away game so
game.
I can catch that one out here in LA, out on the West Coast. So
yeah.
hey,
I want to
That's
go
gonna
watch.
be
I want to
wild.
go see Arch at the shoe. I ain't gonna lie to you. I want to go see Arch get destroyed at the shoe.
Yeah, I ain't gonna
Oh,
lie.
well.
For it's like the Nico situation, in my opinion, I felt like he ain't. He's he's. I think he's not the person that's wrong. I felt like his team dealt with it wrong. We gotta understand that Nico's a young kid. Where not he's young. He's a young man where he's what 19, 20 years old. So of course he's old enough to make his own decisions, but his team, they should be able to advise and keep stuff on the wraps to where they should have never let that number of 4 million get out there. Like you know what I'm
Facts.
No,
saying? Like
I disagree. I think it's two sides to an argument. You know what I mean? I think both sides was right. I think Tennessee was
now,
right to
all
be
right.
like, all right, forget you
Now
then. Like, go
I
ahead.
got a real question right here. So if
I
he
don't think either one did wrong.
now I need all right. Now say now, let me ask this: do you think Nico is worth 4 million a year?
No, but at 20 something years old, the young 20s, and some Asian tells you you worth this and that, and then you go get it, you gonna believe him or not?
Listen,
That's like
no,
believing in yourself. Like,
that's
yeah,
true.
yeah, hell yeah,
ESPN
hell yeah, I'm
reported
worth it.
ESPN reported that his valuation was 3.1 million, and he wanted 900,000 more. That was that's what ESPN reported. That was his valuation. Now, I believe you're only worth what someone's willing to pay you. You know what I'm saying? And I truly believe he put feelers out there, right, and found out that teams will pay him more than the $2 million that Tennessee was giving him. I really believe that
Now,
because it doesn't make any sense to go back. It's like when Ray Charles left Atlantic Records because the Warner Brothers Records was paying him 75 cents on the dollar and giving him his masters. He knew he gave Atlantic Records a chance to match that, and they say
now, don't get me
they can't
wrong.
match it. You know what I'm saying?
I, I,
So
I
he,
love,
I
I
think,
love the
I
Ray
think he did
Charles.
the similar thing, but then Tennessee was like, "Nah, fuck you." You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing that shit. You know what I mean? Go on about
Nah,
your business. That's how I truly believe, and I don't think
I
Tennessee's wrong
believe.
with that, and I don't think Nico's wrong for it either.
I
My
think it's
opinion.
more like you see Ted Landon's name in the news. Like more coaches are about that. Like I'd rather tear up your team than have no interest in your quarterback. And so when they put the feelers out there, coaches like, yeah, hell yeah, come on.
And you
But
know what though?
nah, bro, I'm
And
cool.
you know what though? You know what though? I
It
think I
makes
think it's
sense.
hypocrisy. I think it's hypocrisy because these coaches can lead their teams before the bowl game and join and be a head coach of another team, but these players can't do this either. When you know what I'm
Oh, they
saying? Like
doing
when
it
Chip
now.
Kelly left,
They doing it
You
now.
see right before UC's biggest bowl game in school history against Tim Tebow in Florida, the biggest game in UC history, and he just leave. You know what I'm saying? Before, like, if coaches could do that shit, I don't see no problem with Nico doing what he did, get more money. It's a
That's why I'm
business.
saying there's gonna be a players union in NCAA football and basketball here in the
Hmm.
next 3 years. Watch because of
Yeah,
that reason. You know what I
yeah.
mean? They're doing that shit now. Like Nico ain't the first one to do this shit. We've been talking about these dudes for 2 years. You know what I mean? Well,
Hmm.
everybody's been talking about it for years.
Hmm.
They're gonna need it with this NIL. They're gonna need some kind of structure, which means they're gonna need a players union, just like the NFL. So like the NFL especially with the quarterbacks, they push them. The NFL
Yeah.
Players Union pushes them to take these big ass contracts, even though it hurts you and fucking crutches your team. It doesn't matter. The Players Union is what pushes these contracts to make them bigger and bigger, which makes what I mean. The money go bigger and bigger the higher up you go, all the way to the commercials and everything else. Like it's
Yeah.
it's that union is gonna promote more of what Nico did.
Hmm.
It's like the Colin Kaepernick of the shit, essentially. Like you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like they're gonna reach back to this Nico case and then the college is gonna reach back to the Nico case too. Like yeah,
Hmm.
he went from Tennessee to UCLA, and they're gonna have the lesser whatever argument, but like it's not lesser, it's just different.
Right.
Like, but at the same point in time, everything's on a scale and levels, and you know what I mean.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's
Right.
funny how the shit work.
And Nico just playing the game. You got these coaches tampering, breaking the rules that way.
Can't be
Which you know what
mad.
I'm saying? Listen, what's good for the goose, good for the gander, man. If you gonna sit here and tamper with players and all this, why can't these players get more on what they worth? They feel they worth. You know what I mean? Without regulation, it's a wild, wild west out here in the NIL. You know what I mean? So,
How how
I mean,
Dan Lanning's name gonna come out for like leaking this shit,
yeah.
and
I
then
mean,
he's
come
not
on,
even gonna
man.
get him though. He's not even gonna go to Oregon, bro. Like that shit is fucking wild.
You
You
know
talk
why
about the
Dan Lanning
wild
did
wild
that?
west, bro.
Probably
That's
because Nico told
crazy.
Dan, probably because Nico told Oregon that he wasn't going to them. So Dan was like,
Nope.
okay, I'm about to leak this shit. I mean, retaliation. I can see that. I can see that. You
Come
know what
We
on,
I'm
got
Dan. You
saying?
like
players
40
switching
something.
and
Come on, bro.
coaches snitching. This shit wild out here.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. That's what it is. That's what the NFL is.
bro,
Shit.
All right, so
I bet Terrell Pryor and Maurice Claret looking at the NIL landscape pissed pissed off right now, bro. So boy, oh my god. Ter-
Johnny Manziel too.
yeah,
Shoo. Ruin.
All
crazy,
right, so
bro.
let's get to this is a real interesting topic right here, man, because we was going back about it yesterday in the chat. Colorado University, they are retiring Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter jerseys at the Colorado Spring game this week. So the question is it too early for Colorado to be retiring Shador and Travis jerseys at this moment right now.
Yeah. Oh, boys,
Again,
I don't know how much I'm gonna make it.
go ahead, T.
This the one you've been waiting on. Come on.
I know. Man, I'm gonna keep it real. You don't go 13-12 as a starter, 1-8 in your conference, not win a conference championship, make a playoff, win a fucking bowl game. The Heisman, I'll give it to you. You want to retire the Heisman, I respect it because that's most schools would retire their Heisman no matter the time frame. You choose the time frame. Your starting quarterback being 13-12 should not be retired. I don't care. Nepotism, you want to do it for your son. I respect the arguments that happened, whatever. Not all of them, but whatever. Anyways, I just don't think that Shador Sanders number should be retired. Y'all can call me a hater. I ain't hated on that man not one time.
You've had
Bro,
a little bit.
why?
You've had a little bit.
Nah, bro, this is
Yeah.
crazy.
It's about as touchy as you think, Tyler.
I'm mad Tony ain't here for this.
Listen,
Bruh,
man.
no.
I'm not.
It might have got bad.
Shador's number should
Ain't no
not be
Mike.
retired. I don't think it should be retired. Even though I do think he's probably the best quarterback in their school history outside of Cordell Stewart.
Outside.
Everything T Matt said is correct. 13, no bowl win. Like, yeah, I love Shador. I've stuck up for him all year, but I can't defend him on the jersey retirement. I just can't. Now, Travis Hunter, absolutely. You're a Heisman runner. I think he's probably the best player in Colorado history. And
Ever.
Oh, for sure.
yeah, and they highlighted how many snaps that he's played for them. He's played more snaps than some players who've been in Colorado for
Hey,
4 years.
I
You
got
know what I
y'all.
mean?
I got y'all live now. Do y'all know the last top 5 pick from Colorado? He played for the Bengals in 2002, wide receiver. Number 4 overall in 1995. I forget to who, but then he played for the Bengals in 2002 for his last year.
2002 was his last year.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I only know
I'm
it
sure
because I
you'll say
Googled
it.
it. Yeah.
I'm sure you'll say it. I'd be like, oh,
I don't know that one.
I don't
I
know.
think of wide receivers.
It was Michael Westbrook. He had 2 1,000-yard receiving seasons in the NFL.
Michael who?
Westbrook.
Yeah.
Westbrook with the Jags, he had a
Yeah, the
1,000-yard
Jags. That's
receiver.
who it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said his name and then I knew it. Anyways,
That was
back to the Shador shit. Do I really think Shador deserves his jersey retired? No. Do I think Colorado's thinking about Shador when they're retiring his jersey? I don't. I think it's more about keeping Dion and keeping him happy. And Dion said he go to the pros if he can coach his kids. It didn't work out this year, so let's see how long we can keep him and keep this train rolling. We already got all this new equipment. We got the new
He
little
just signed an extension.
everything. It's about he did, but you act like that actually matters. He's gonna do what he wants. He's Dion. So for the fact of the
Can
other
y'all hear
side of the
me?
argument, yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you, T.
Man, you had me wearing headphones the whole time for no reason, Cam.
I told you, T, that you didn't need them earlier, bro.
well, maybe
I
it's just
couldn't
me
hear
then.
y'all. I needed them because I couldn't hear y'all. But in the fact of Colorado keeping Dion happy and trying to keep Dion in Colorado, I love the move. I think it's a great move. And if I could retire my son's jersey and anything that he's doing, I damn sure would make sure I could. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at it at all. Like there's I don't see a reason to be upset about it.
I mean, Cordell Stewart needs to be retired, though. That 10 needs to be
I
retired.
would agree with that too. But I think Cordell will come next year because Dion is Dion and he understands and sees more than you think. And back to the coaching aspect and all of that, X and O shit. Like Ryan Day gave up play callers so he could be the CEO, and it worked for a ring. I think Dion does the same shit, and he sees more than we see. And if I was Colorado, I would do anything to make that man happy too. I ain't
Yeah,
mad at it.
yeah, yeah. I agree.
Thanks, man. My personal opinion, man. I do believe it's early for both. I'm gonna say because I feel like it's just like, damn, they just leaving just now. Like I like if y'all wanted to do this, 3, 4, 5 years down the line. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
I'm cool with that. But right now, like, when these guys just now, like, they didn't even graduate yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, let the boys graduate at least before you damn retire to Jersey. But
Well, I
I
think they
do
wanted to
agree
do
with,
Travis because they didn't want another 5-star, 4-star to come in and have his number and be great too, and then he have to take change his number up. So now I think they're doing it before anybody can even take Travis's number.
no,
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie. I agree with Jay Crutch of why they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely doing it in sake of, Deion Sanders, of keeping him in the long haul. I mean, because, you know, Deion Sanders, me personally, this is my personal belief. I feel like he can build Colorado as one of those top tier teams in college football. That's just my personal opinion. If he stays there
Don't let Tony hear that.
and you give him the time, I think he can build them guys because he's he's already doing like he's made progression from getting Colorado when they were 1-11, they went 4-8, and then they go 8-4. This past season. This season probably in the middle of the pack a little bit this year. You know what I'm saying? Because they still building. Off of losing Shador and
Yeah,
Travis
they're
and
gonna
some of
win.
those other key guys.
They're gonna win 8,
But
and then I'm gonna take T Mac money.
we gotta do a schedule
Great
together with
point.
those boys.
I try to get on that 25 too. You remember? I did forget 2 points about what I was saying was, yeah, he T Matt brought up the last top five pick, but there's going to be two top five picks from Colorado. From Colorado, that in itself should be worthy of some remembrance in the stadium every time you're there.
Yeah, a ring of
And then
honor for Shador. Put him in the ring of honor or something like that.
I'm fine with that, but we're still
It's too
making fun
early
of that.
for the move. I mean, we know the obvious. It's definitely a move to try to keep Dion in play, which is I'm totally fine with the move, but I feel like it's definitely too early. You know what I'm saying? And for some of the people that kind of believe like Shador ain't worthy and Travis is more worthy, I feel like Shador. You put
What happened?
he put up a lot of
Push it,
numbers up there. He put up a
push
lot
your
of numbers in
door.
Colorado.
Push the door at neighbors and the Giants and that defense and see what happens. And all of a sudden, fucking, he is CJ Stroud rookie year. Then it looks right for them to retire his jersey. Like, we don't know what he's going to do. You know what I mean? It's going to go either way. And speaking of the Giants, did you hear the latest rumor around the NFL? Kayvon Thibodeau to the Ravens. They looking at him, trying to get a trade together for the draft. Putting that out there.
Okay.
Did everybody leave?
Okay. Okay. No, we good. No, we good. I don't know if T Mac did.
If if Shador has the same rookie year that CJ Stroud has, bro, I'm a troll the mess out of Tony. You hear me? Oh my god.
I ain't gonna do shit.
Oh my
I ain't
god.
gonna do shit.
He ain't gonna never hear the end of it. Cause he been
Not for me.
talking all this trash. Talking all this
Yeah,
trash
man.
about
So
Shador.
so let's go ahead and break it down with this Indiana football schedule, man, for 2025, man. Of course, we've been previewing, the Big Ten teams, schedule
Mm-hmm.
going into
Let me pull it up.
2025, man. And Indiana, man, looking at their schedule for real,
Jesus. It looked like an
It's tough.
Alabama schedule.
I'm about to look at
It
it.
looked like
I'm pulling
it
it
looked
up
So
like an
right now.
Alabama schedule. Shit looks soft as fuck.
yeah, those first three games, definitely for sure. Like I'm gonna start off and then we'll double back um on what games we think they'll lose or win. So the first
Yep.
game they're at Old Dominion. I mean they're at home versus Old Dominion. Then they're playing Kennesaw State. Then they're
Who?
playing Indiana State at home. Then they're at
Larry
home
Bird don't
for
play
their
football.
fourth game against Illinois, which that's gonna be a tough one. Then they're at Iowa, at Oregon, at home against Michigan State, at home against UCLA, then at Maryland, at Penn State, back at home for senior day against Wisconsin, then they're at Purdue for their annual rival game for the state of Indiana. Um, like these first three games, bum ass games. They should win those three games, but it
Mhm.
gets definitely difficult when they get to Illinois because, like we kind of mentioned, the previous week, Brett Billum definitely got them boys playing down there in Illinois, man. He's been doing a good job recruiting. He's recruited a few guys from Cincinnati out this way. So
Yeah.
that Illinois game, that's one of those 50-50 games for real.
No.
And you
No.
think you got the edge over Illinois in that game?
Hell no. I think Illinois beat the shit out of them.
That's
Sorry.
Indiana's first loss.
Yep.
Did they lose to
I got
Illinois?
yeah.
Yeah.
Illinois
Okay.
beating them, bro. Illinois ready. Illinois gonna be this year or last year's Indiana. Then I got a beating Iowa, losing to Oregon. Michigan State ain't the fucking same. I don't know if they'll ever will be. UCLA with NICO, it don't matter. Penn State they losing, the rest are, I mean, even Wisconsin, I love Fickle, but they ain't ready. I got them going 9-3
Yeah,
with most of that.
Like Iowa, like that game at Iowa, that's gonna be a tough one. I'll take Illinois. I'll take Indiana. I'll take Illinois in that game with Indiana. So I got them going. No, 1-3. I mean 3-1, and then going into the Iowa game, tough game at Iowa. Never know. It might be a night game, possibly. You never know. I'll take Iowa in that game as
Ooh,
well. And then they're
damn.
at Oregon.
3 in a
And
row?
they're definitely losing to Oregon for sure. And you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? That's for sure. Like, that's BTA. That's built to ass. You know what I mean? And Michigan State, you got Michigan State at home. I'll give them a dub on that one because Michigan State, I don't think they're gonna be too much competitive. Even though they got a new coach and they still building over there with that. Then the
That other
UCLA
SUC
game,
coach ain't there.
the UCLA
Antonio.
game back at home. I give them a dub versus UCLA, and then at Maryland. Maryland, no, they've been all right. They've been all right. I like that coach down there. No, he's doing some good work. I can't think of his name right now, but the head coach down there in Maryland doing some good work down there. His name is like Mike something. Uh,
Two little
but
brothers still quarterback.
no, he's not there anymore. He's not there
They in
anymore.
trouble. They in trouble.
Uh, they're at Maryland. I take Indiana because they was in a banger with them last year. If y'all remember that game last year that they had, that was a high
Two
scoring game, like in the 30s, 40s in that game. And then at
little
Penn
brothers.
State, definitely a loss at Penn State for sure.
Mhm.
Wisconsin, I'll take I'll take Indiana against Wisconsin, and I'll take them over Purdue as well. So I got them only beating Michigan State, UCLA. I got them beating Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, Michigan State, UCLA, Wisconsin, and Purdue. So that makes them
8-4.
7-5, 7-5 ball club.
I got I got them 8-4. I got them losing to Illinois. I got them losing to UCLA. I got them losing to Penn State, and I got them losing to Oregon. I think they beat everybody else 8-4.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that. I think they're winning one out of them three games in the middle that are tough. The Iowa, got them losing to Illinois. I got them beating UCLA even with Nico. I just
You're
don't
right.
see
Me too.
UCLA.
Me too.
I just don't see
I
it.
feel the same exact way.
I think Nico
I
too
just
talented
don't.
for their defense, bro. I got Nico running for at least set 80 yards rushing on that game.
Let's go. All right. I'm rooting for Nico. Best believe. I'm rooting for Nico. I just don't see it. Like the rest of UCLA just isn't there. I think I think USC will be light years ahead of UCLA in a couple years when it comes to Big Ten football.
It's
And I think
interesting.
that's why, they both there. But I think I mean if I was playing basketball, I'd rather go to UCLA. But if I'm playing football, I want to go to USC. But that's just me.
Yeah, yeah. I got them as a 7-5 ball club. TB, you said
Damn.
8-4.
Hmm.
I
J
got nine and
Prince, what you
three.
say? 9-3.
I said 9-3 because the fucking schedule's easy. I don't see Iowa as like a contender. I got them losing. I only got them losing to Illinois, Oregon, and Penn State. Cam, you should be at 8-4 because you had them losing those three and Penn State, but everywhere else you had them winning,
Yeah,
unless it was the
no,
Michigan
I had
State
them
one.
losing to
Iowa
Illinois,
and Iowa. Cam out losing to Iowa.
Iowa. Yeah, I had them losing to
Oregon,
Iowa at Iowa.
Hmm.
right?
That's one of them tough
Illinois,
games.
Iowa, Oregon, Penn State. I don't see any other
It's really
year.
dependent on Indiana's quarterback play. If Brian Mendoza, that kid from Cali, if he comes in and balls out up there, and if he looks better than Rourke did last year, I mean, like
I don't
this
know.
schedule is a little bit difficult for Indiana. I ain't gonna lie, man. I can see 5 losses on this schedule for sure. Like I can
Oh,
even see them losing. They can
it's
lose,
the coach.
so, like a game to like
Canby just
It's
lost to
the
Michigan
Texas game.
State or Wisconsin
it's
if they ain't on their shit.
Canby just
I
lost
don't
to
think
Texas
so. It's
game.
their coach, bro. It's their coach. He specializes in hyping motherfuckers up. Oh, I'm sorry,
they
hyping
are
people
well.
up.
They are a well coached team. Indiana is well coached. I said
For
that
I
last
just
sure.
year
think
with Dallas.
Illinois talented, more
Cam.
talented. Otherwise, they'd be 8-4 for me.
Hmm.
For sure, man. So let's go and break down. All right, so we had a we had a commitment yesterday from Brock Boyd, wide receiver,
Whoa,
4-star from Texas. Went to the same high
Texas,
school that Quinn Ewers went to. So this guy,
still came
baller,
here.
man. Guy had 1,600 plus yards receiving, man. Crazy touchdowns. Like uh, kind of different because he's the second. I believe he's the third wide receiver in this class because they got the 3-star Jaden Ricketts, and then of course Chris Henry Jr. So Brock Boyd is the third guy in this class. Um, Kind of interested, man, for us just because I know there. Kalen Dixon Wyatt, he was here this past week. Chris Henry Jr.'s teammate at Mater Day, and he loves Ohio State. And right now, I'm hearing that Oregon and Ohio State is the top two between who he's picking between right now. Of course, it's other wide receivers that we got in the mix as well. So I really hope that this move for us Brock Boyd, him flipping from TCU to Ohio State, because they weren't able to flip him from TCU because he was previously committed to TCU. I hope this don't shake up the room for us, like some of the guys that I know Heartlines out there trying to get, currently for the 2026 classes. I know they would love to have, Kalen Dixon Wyatt. They would love to have that kid. And like, I really would not want that man to be over there at Oregon. over there with the Corey and Moore and all of them guys over there. I don't want him over there, man, with the ops. I would want that man to be over here, man, for sure. And Brock Boyd, he's tall too, about 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", pretty
Yo,
tall. You know what I'm saying?
he a
Rangy
player.
guy, but he got some good speed to him, man. Real
Yeah.
nice speed to him. He's very fast, man.
Track speed, track
Track
speed.
speed, definitely, man.
Um,
And I'm
I
excited
love it.
about it. What y'all think about him?
I personally, I would rather have him than Chris Henry Jr.'s teammate. Personally, I'd rather
Yeah.
see Junior.
Hell nah.
I'd rather see.
Hell
That's
nah.
your opinion. You get that hell no all you want, but that's my opinion. I would rather he see this dude, and he's already committed.
He nice though,
That
Cam.
I think there's a reason
Taylor
they went
Dixon
out
Wyatt
and
is
got
that
this guy.
guy.
No, Chris
Taylor
Henry
Dixon
Jr. is
Wyatt
that
is the
guy.
elite.
Chris Henry Jr. is that guy.
They
Probably why
both
he was
are them
open all
guys.
the time. My personal opinion, I would rather have this kid because I think he's more coachable. I think he's gonna do whatever it takes.
Yo,
I think he's gonna be like a Brock Bowers kind of. Well, no, he was a tight end. McConkey. McConkey. That's the guy I was thinking of. I see him doing a lot of shit that McConkey does, and look what he's doing for the Chargers. That's who I see with him. I'd rather have him than Chris Henry Jr.'s teammate because we already got Quincy Ford.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'd rather have Taylor Dixon Wyatt than Bob Boyd. I ain't gonna lie. Taylor
We
Dixon
know you
Wyatt
said
is
it.
future NFL guy, bro. Future
So
NFL
is
guy
this
for
kid.
sure.
So is this kid.
I hope he is. He
So
ain't
is
better
this
than
kid.
Kalen though. Kalen is one of them
no, they both
guys.
elite because I watched the highlights on they both elite and Brock playing with playing against the top elite talent in Texas. You know, that's saying something. That's high school football country down there.
Oh, for sure.
I much rather have dude. Not much. Not much. Much was a reach, but
Yeah, I was like,
I see something special in this kid. Not gonna lie.
so um that takes me into quick 2026 recruiting update, man. Um I'm gonna go ahead and run down this guy, Jameer Perez. D tackle, nose tackle, by the way. Let me add that. Out of Glenville High School, upstate in Ohio, man. 2026 guy, 6'4", 360 pounds,
Good
man.
lord.
Like they got it read as 340, but I heard that he's telling people that he's 360 currently right now. And Ohio State just recently offered him this past week. So he just got an offer from Ohio State. His top schools currently was is UC, Iowa State, Wisconsin, Syracuse, Vanderbilt, Bowling Green, Kent State. But I've been seeing a little bit of motion with him towards Wisconsin a little bit recently. Um, the
That's
guy
fickle.
he's a three-star guy. He moves very well at nose tackle. I ain't gonna lie, I don't want to put that on him, but just a comparison on him, Tylee Williams.
So, oof.
Tylee Williams, man, this kid, if they bring him to Ohio State, get him down 30, 40 pounds with that speed that he has, with that size that he has right now, currently at 360, you trim him down 30, 40 pounds, dog, he'll be one of them guys. Like, the boy is violent out there, man. Like, and he's fast as hell. Got a quick jump start off on the line. Like, this kid, like I'm like, we need bodies like him for sure on the line. He's like one of them guys like Sam Adams. You remember him back in the
Yep.
day?
Yes,
Like one of them
sir.
type of guys. You know what I mean? You know what
Patriots.
I'm saying? Like the Goose. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. the Goose, just like the Goose.
Saragusa.
One, yeah, Siragusa, man. Just like
Yeah,
those
went to.
guys, man. Like he's like similar to one of those guys. You know what I mean? Like big guy,
I,
fast, definitely cover all tracks, get off the line, got multiple finesse moves. I like this kid, man, for sure.
I
Yeah.
think we're getting lost in the fact that we need interior D line help right now. Um, I think he will be a transfer sophomore year, and he'll come back to Ohio State. But just with the names you mentioned on his top, like we're talking MAC teams, we're talking like he needs a lot of work. I'm not saying he can't get here, and when he get here and transfer, he's gonna be a monster. I'm not saying that, but like even as a freshman, we can't be in here talking about trimming pounds. Like that's not you know what I mean. We talking about trimming 5, 6, 7. We're not talking about 30. Like you know what I mean.
Hmm.
He's gotta build his way a little bit
Oh,
before
he's
he
a
comes here.
big development guy. Like he's a development guy. Like he's not a guy that's going to you plug and play, come in for day one and play immediately. You know what I'm saying? It's going to
I,
take a year or two. You know what I'm saying? Get them together. And
I think he
Nicky
might.
Marotti, the best in
I
the
think
game.
he
He'll
might
definitely get
need.
them
I,
together.
I think he might need the Ohio State snub to fire that fire up under him. You know what I mean? Trying to say it
Yeah.
in a
Well,
polite
no,
way.
I wouldn't want no motherfucking Wisconsin to get him, and then he start balling out over there. Then he decided to stay there the whole
Yeah.
time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That
Go
Fuck
we
ahead.
don't
that. If you
want
can
that.
get him now, bring his big
Mhm.
ass in here right now. like that guy, I like him. We need all the big guys you need at on that D line for sure. You know what I'm saying? We can get him, get that kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
let his ass go to Wisconsin or UC. No,
Let
Yeah.
him
man.
go to
I
We
don't
we
want
UC.
him going to
we
UC.
we send the offer for you. You better
You know it's
come.
gonna be. You know it's gonna be a lot easier to snake it from UC than Wisconsin. So let's
Yo,
let's
I
let
don't
him
Because
go to
mind him going to
UC
UC,
first.
but
Cam. I don't mind UC getting some top talent now.
man,
You know what I'm
hell
saying?
no,
Let's
man.
go.
Hey,
Come
I
on,
love
man.
UC. I love UC and
UC got to get
everything. But
somebody, man.
hell no, man. Hey, I'm telling you. Hey, you want to come play with the champs? Come play with the champs and get developed to be in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Don't waste your time going over there to Wisconsin. What you gonna do over there? You know what I'm
Yo,
saying? We're all
Right.
white all the time.
I want him to go to either Ohio State or UC. If he go to one of those two, I'll be happy.
UC.
I want him to go to UC. I want him
Hell
to go to
nah.
UC so I don't be pissed off if he go to anywhere else. Because if he goes to UC, it won't sting as
All
much.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It won't sting as
I
much.
still root for him. I can still
In
root
that
for him.
aspect, I rock with it. But bring him to the Ohio State University. But let me go on to the next kid, man. Derek Coleman Brucer out of Kennedy Catholic, Washington. 2026 kid, by the way, let me add his GPA is the 3.8, by the way. 6'5", 275 pounds, 4-star edge slash, he plays on the D line as well, at tackle sometimes as well. He's just coming off a visit this past weekend at Ohio State. Top schools: Oregon, Washington, Ohio State, and USC. He has a official visit locked at Ohio State June 13th.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen predictions on him, a couple predictions with him on with Washington. He's a Washington kid, and then I see USC is in the mix as well in the way as well.
Right.
His stats this past year, he has 68 tackles, 13 sacks, 30 tackles for loss, three forced fumbles, one fumble recovered, and three blocked PATs. Three
Oh
blocked
shit, dude's a
PATs.
player, son. Dude's a
Like,
player.
and but I'm just looking at this kid watching this film. Quick jump start off the line, physical. The man plays like he's running like a bat out of hell the whole damn game. Relentless, I like this kid, man. And Bill
Mm-hmm.
Karalik, when I was listening to Buck Nuts 24 Buck Nuts Morning Five, their podcast, he was mentioning that this kid, he was just here and mentioning that he likes Ohio State a lot. He likes what you say from Ohio State, and Ohio State. Larry Johnson. They definitely trying to get this kid, man. And it's some hell of it's some crazy edge rushers in this 2026 class, man. Like it's just like we got to start, narrow down and get some of these guys in, man. And we've been, speaking on a few of these guys recently, but this kid in particular, I would love him in Scarlet and Gray for sure, man. Like he is relentless out there, running like a bat out of hell the whole game, like physical, throwing kids around out there in the field, just man. Like I like this kid, man, for sure.
Thank you.
You had me at the block punt attempts. Let's go.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Everything else you
three,
mentioned. Let's fucking go.
yeah.
Sorry.
I seen that stat. I like I gotta mention that stat because that's big right there. Because that show you that this guy, his attitude, that he's tough. That no, you gotta have a tough mentality to be on special teams. Or as
Yeah.
it,
You gotta
whether
not want to come
you
off the field. However, I can stay on
blocking
the
field
field.
goals, or
Give me
punt
that shit.
return, kickoffs, kick return. Like you gotta be tough as hell to to do that shit for real. You know what I mean? So, salute to this kid, man. Hopefully, Ohio State can bring him in. He has a visit here June 13th, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with Derek Coleman, Brucer, and the next
If,
kid,
if
Nasir McCoy, out of Beaufort, Georgia. Same school that Edric Houston attended to in high school.
Okay.
2026 class, 6'2", 190 pounds. He has a 3.2 GPA, by the way. Four-star safety. He just coming off a visit at Ohio State this past week, and he said he loves Ohio State. He said that Ohio State is, second to none, and they're doing everything right up here. And
Right.
this is the kid that reclassified from the 2027 class to 2026. His top schools is Georgia, Auburn, Ohio State, Alabama, and Ole Miss. And his stats this past year: 38 tackles, 24 solo tackles, three tackles for loss, and two interceptions. And just speaking about this kid, man, great instincts. That's one that caught my eye out the gate. Just watching his footage out the gate, he got a great feel for the game. He's great in coverage, and he's a great tackler as well, man. Solid safety for sure. I see why he's reclassifying. No, we got good size on him with being 6'2", 190, and solid
that's
kid,
me.
man, for sure. I honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Of course, we already got Simeon Caldwell and Blaine Bradford in the fold already.
Saw him in
I
person.
rather
Walk
I
past me.
saw him in person, walk right past that. Like I said, that boy Bradford, he gonna be one of them guys. But I'd rather have Braylon Womack than this guy, Nasir McCoy, honestly, in my opinion. Like
Mhm.
Womack, obviously, he's waiting to make his commitment August 23rd, from what I showed y'all in the group the other day. So it's a long time from now. So, but Womack is, right now we're the favorite for Womack. So I don't really want no other safety to commit at this moment
Mhm.
before he decides what he's going to do. I wish he pushed this commitment up earlier so we can kind of know the deal on him a little bit earlier. But I respected that he's waiting till August. You know what I'm saying? This is only a few months down the line, but
Yeah,
you
ain't that
know,
far.
Why?
shit, you
Why
sign
rush?
on in August, then we got to keep you all the way to December. So
Hmm.
like that's the whole issue is like when you sign some of these 4-star and 5-star kids, you sign them early, they commit, like pretty much they commit early. Like you got to keep them committed all the way up until no time. So you want
Yeah.
it to pretty much be in the position of where these guys shut down their recruitment, which is by the
Yeah.
way, Blaine Bradford. He said his recruitment is down too. By the way, just to
Oh,
mention.
he shut
So
it down.
he's locked. Yeah, so I
So that's
seen
a
something a report with him mentioning that the other day as well. So
so he a lock.
you got
Lock
guys
lock.
like Bradford and Henry. Those guys both shut down the recruitment, and you want these guys, like I said, you want the guys that's committed to shut their recruitment down early because you don't really want to be in bidding wars going into no signing day in December. You know what I mean? That that's just bad for business. You be under stressing and shit, and you remember how that Jeremiah Smith shit went last year where he was playing games with us a little bit, like, but Jeremiah, I knew he was going to be here the whole time. But other than that, like.
But
I'd
is
rather
he
take
wrong for
Womack.
hearing offers? Is he wrong for hearing offers though?
Oh no, hell no,
No,
not hell no. You no. You gotta avoid like if I'm a kid right now out of high school and I'm a 4 or 5 star kid, I'm going to take all of my visits. I'm taking all of my visits. I'm going to
Chris Henry
make
was wrong.
sure.
Chris Henry
I
Jr.
don't
was
think he
wrong.
was wrong.
Bro, why didn't you go to
Don't
Miami and
tell
LA,
don't
bro?
tell that
Go to
man on
LA and
here,
Miami
man.
all free on somebody else's
I don't
dime,
want
bro.
that
Just go
man.
do
I
it.
don't want that man
Go
to
do
watch.
it.
I don't know. I do not want that man watching this show and he ends up seeing you say this. And then his ass ends up talking about,
Yes.
"Oh, I'm
You
opening
should have
that
took
trunk. I'm
your
going
free
to
trip,
USC
bro.
and all
It's a
this." I don't
vacation.
want that.
Take your
I
vacation.
don't need.
We
I
know
don't
where
need
you
him getting
going.
the title.
You know where you going. Take your vacation, B. Take every trip you can. See
I don't
whatever
think.
part of the country you want to see.
Look, Craig.
Yeah.
And
So
I don't think he
like I
wrong
was
for
saying,
listening to the offers, but that's
yeah,
more so about the whole Nico thing. Like you not wrong for listening to the offers. The people
Hell
willing to
absolutely.
pay
no.
you more, they gonna. You know what I'm saying? If somebody paid Jeremiah 20 million, you know what I'm saying, and he left, I ain't mad. I ain't mad
I'd
about
have
that.
Yeah.
left too. I'd have left too. Shit.
Yeah. I mean, like
20?
I said, I
God
mean,
damn.
you as a kid, man, you you gotta look at far as these kids.
Hmm.
You gotta look at the depth chart, look at the money, of course. You know what I'm saying, and you gotta understand that schools like Ohio State and Georgia and Alabama, they're not going to break their pockets to bring a lot of these kids here, like the Miamis and the Floridas. Though they need
Not
to
for your
do that.
freshman year.
But when you up your game, like just imagine the bag Jeremiah is getting right now for Ohio State. Like he's getting a nice bag over there. You seen the podcast that he had on
He turning down
IAMALEAVA?
money, bro. He turning
Like
down money right now. With
he
all the
got an
commercials and
endorsement.
shit, all these boosters and
Yeah,
all that can do for Ohio State, he turning down money right now. Like, nah, I'm cool. I'm just trying to chill, bro. I
yeah.
got the
I mean
bag.
the
Yeah,
Womack
I fuck
thing.
with that, bro.
I'm
Womack
gonna
gonna be
say this.
fine. He
I
told
think
me
the
to.
Womack thing. I think we're definitely in the runners with him, and I'd rather take him instead of Nasir
He's coming.
McCoy. So I really don't want them to really mix up and try to lock somebody in right now. For that third spot because then you got Womack like shit. Damn, they didn't want me. Shit, they didn't lock 3 guys in. Shit, but Ohio State. I will put this on record. They said Womack is a guy that they would take regardless who they got,
Hmm.
regardless because he's the number one safety ahead of Blaine Bradford, and Blaine Bradford is number two. So that's what we got
And
there.
we
You know what I'm saying
are
for this guy. And I'm gonna run down and talk about the last guy, quarterback Brady Palmer from Cathedral Catholic out of California, 2026 guy, 6'3", 200 pounds, 3-star quarterback. Um, his list: Kansas State, Arizona, Ohio State, Auburn, Utah, and TCU, and a few more schools as well. He plays baseball as well. For the year, 171 completions out of 261 attempts, 2,499 yards, 23 tutties, 10 picks. Um, um, very accurate. That just watching this kid, like he looks shorter than 6'3" to me. I ain't gonna lie. He looks shorter than me, but they got him on record saying that he's 6'3", so I'll go with it. But the guy plays like a big dog for sure. Plays like a big dog. Like he's a great improviser out there. No, got a nice touch on deep throws. Strong arm. No, obviously he has a baseball background. Very accurate, and his throws on the run is amazing. Amazing. Like he be throwing darts out there on the run, bro. Like he be looking like he on some Oklahoma Baker Mayfield type shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know what
Kyler
I'm saying?
Murray.
Like he be cooking. Like he be cooking. I ain't gonna lie. I like what I was seeing from the film in him. So I mean, this kid right here, he's a 3-star guy. I seen Kansas State as like a predictor for him for us, for us, a couple sites for us media. Uh, Ohio State, of course, right now they want a 2026 guy, but they're not pressing so much for it because they got Brady Edmonds locked for 2027. So they're not pressing for a 2026 guy so much for us quarterback wise, but they will take one if one's there. A lot of the great guys at 2026 at quarterback, a lot of the best guys already locked in at spots.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole situation right now is just kind of like iffy right there for us, bringing in the 2026 quarterback. But they are taking a look at guys, and this kid Brady Palmer, he has the offer from Ohio State. They've been talking about him and stuff, so we'll see if they make a move on him, man.
I feel like Ohio State just doing their due diligence, if that makes sense.
Yeah, facts,
Um, I
facts.
don't think they have any interest in him actually being the starting quarterback at Ohio State, but they're wondering what he can do to, you know, motivate somebody else or compete with somebody else. Um, we already know the quarterback I want out of this class anyway, so yeah, he's out.
that Matty P,
You
Matty
should.
P. I haven't heard. I don't think Ohio State offered Matt Panatowski yet. I don't think they offered
Nope,
him yet. Yeah, so
because
that I
he's
mean
going to
I'm
be the
kind
one
of,
that ends up there.
but
He's just going to end
then
up
he
there.
got. See, what worries me is you got the running back from Moeller up there in Michigan at the
Yeah,
Bums with
good,
the Bums up
gross.
there up north.
Yeah,
And Matt Ponatowski got an offer from Michigan, a couple weeks ago.
gross.
So like, I don't think his interest, like he don't have really like predictions on Matt Ponatowski right now. He's kind of
I'm
looking
just
for the
saying.
best school to be able to play baseball and football because he wants to play both. And I think that's the issue with Ohio State right now. Like what I've been saying,
Mm-hmm.
Now you know
where's
why.
the connection as far as do Ohio State would they let him play baseball and play football? Because Ohio State they want you to be all about football. You got to live football.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think the
Unless you
Matt
that guy.
Ponatowski move going to happen if that's going to be the case. Because they may not let him play two sports unless he was like running track or some shit. But him playing baseball, I don't know.
It depends on where he gets drafted. The summer
Facts, yeah, facts
before
that
he
too.
goes in. That's more what it is. Because like he might be a better baseball pitcher than he is quarterback, and I'm hyped. I like what I mean, just watching him live and being excited about seeing what I saw,
I
especially
can't
with
wait
him
to
getting hurt
cover,
and
man.
staying in the game.
I'm
Like
trying to get an
dude's
interview with
tough,
him this
bro.
year.
Dude's tough, bro. Dude's
Yeah, he
tough.
nice, bro. Fire,
He's tough.
fire, bro. That kid, tough for
He's
real.
tough.
Yeah. So then bring me into this next topic, man. Dan Lannon was doing an interview with some guys recently, and he had mentioned about the Rose Bowl, saying that he still had thoughts about the Rose Bowl in his head and on how bad they got beat and know, kind of replays in his mind and stuff. You know what I mean? He want that get back. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So, how y'all feel about Dan Landon comment as far as the Rose Bowl?
I mean, I think you need to. I mean, we don't even play Oregon during the regular season, so I I don't know if he trying to run the fade back. I get it, you know what I'm saying, because he got I mean, it was embarrassing, you know what I mean, Rose Bowl. I think the truest thing he said was, they did some things that we weren't prepared for. Hey, well, you just showing that you got out coached then. You just telling on yourself. You know what I mean? Like,
Facts.
like so you know what I mean? When you say, okay, hey, you know what I mean? That means your preparation wasn't on point. You know what I mean? Also, because y'all see my name under there, Mr. Unbiased. I do think that the rest played a big part. You know what I mean? That we had. We had a month off, didn't we? You know what I mean? I mean, good lord.
Hmm.
Any knick-knack injuries that any of the players had that we didn't really know about was healed. You know what I mean? Jack Sawyer could have had a little mild ankle sprain playing on that we didn't know about. That probably got healed up. for him to make that great play he made at the end to seal it. I mean, I'm just saying, days off, time off to get that body rest in the game of football is a big deal. And I just, but I ain't tripping. And we still whoop y'all ass. And we got the natty. That is what it is. But you know what I mean, just because I'll admit that the time off played a part, don't mean that we ain't earn our shit. So we earned it. We played the game on the field.
We whooped y'all ass. Like it wasn't even like. I think this is just a top part of the long fucking page of Dan Lanning bad comments and bad moves. He's putting a real sour taste in my mouth, especially with the whole NICO thing. And then you're not gonna grab him, but you're gonna
Yeah, I don't
snitch
like the guy. I don't
and
like the
not
guy.
gonna
Like,
grab him. Like, and now you're gonna talk shit about the game. You got your
yeah,
ass whooped, and then,
yeah.
like you said, admitted to getting out coached. Like,
I
why the
just don't
fuck are
like
you
it.
at Oregon then, bro? Like, why are you at Oregon? You keep making all these like, I mean, minor mistakes, but not minor mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Trash.
bruh gonna talk his way out of being the head coach of Oregon. Like, and that's sad because it's probably not his X and O's for real. It's gonna be his media presence. People just don't like his ass. Like it's weird. Like I didn't have anything against him like during the season, but like everything I keep hearing his name in is definitely negative light for Dan Lannon. Like
Some bullshit. It's always some
you need
bullshit.
to chill the fuck out, dude. Let somebody else say the shit. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. He keeps sticking his nose in other people's business, and he gonna get bit or whatever the saying is. You know what I mean? That's just
Mm-hmm.
how I feel about Dan Lennon. Like, well, I ain't even gonna take you serious no more, bro.
Yeah, as far as this quote, man, as far as the Rose Bowl game, um, I mean, like I said, bro, like they gotta see us in the Big Ten, man. It's the Oregon and Ohio State, far as like the Big Ten rivalry, because this is a rivalry game now. Playing those guys now, like they are like big ops. They big ops right now. Like they big
It's
ops
not
in
a
every level, far as recruiting,
it's
etc.
not
Bro, on the field, all of that. So like those guys, they the ops, man, and I want to see them guys in the Big Ten championship, man. I really do. I hope we see them guys, man, because they stealing guys from Ohio and recruiting and everything coming in our backyard. You know what I mean? Like I don't be liking that, man. Trey McNutt and Dorian Brew over there. I ain't jacking that, man, for real, man. So I do like what we got going between Ohio State and Oregon because it give us a nice op in the Big Ten to really look forward to play. You know what I'm saying? Other than the Penn State and the bums up north and shit like that. You know what I mean? So um interesting though, but I do want to see them boys in the Big Ten, and I do want to put belt to ass again next year.
Facts. Facts.
So this brings me to this last topic, and then we're gonna get Buckeye Hater of the Week to go ahead and close out for show. Speaking of 2024 season for us games, I want to do something different, man. Let's do the top five games of the 2024 season for Ohio State. Since this season now, we can go ahead and let go of 2024. Even though I'm still celebrating the national championship, don't get it twisted. I'm still celebrating that natty until you beat us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's just the facts. So, um, and the guys was just at the White House the other day, and we're gonna talk about this as far as the Buckeye haters part, as far as the White House situation. So, um, top five games for the 2024 season for the Buckeyes, man. I can start
last
first if y'all
season.
want me to start first.
Go ahead.
Okay. Shit. First, I'm gonna start with the Ohio State at Penn State game, the game that we won 2013. I felt like that was like a game to after winning that game after losing to Oregon, they got the team. It got them together. In mode to make this run towards the end of the regular season and everything. And I thought that was a great win and stuff, and especially winning that. Penn State is never easy winning that Penn State, and at the crazy place up there
Mm-hmm.
at what they call it, Valley or some shit. I forget what it is. It don't matter. They some bums too. Like, that game, that's the first game, and then the Indiana game, man, coming out blowing Indiana out, man, out the gate. TV, of course, TV was making that case that week, talking about Indiana was gonna show up and all of that. And by the way, TB was on record saying Penn State was gonna upset us too. By the way, let's go ahead and remind that too. By the way, remember, I ain't forget about that. I ain't forget
I was
about
almost
that.
right. I was almost right.
Yeah, you
Oh,
wasn't.
they definitely look better against. They definitely look better against Indiana than they did Penn State. That's for sure. Penn State was not
And
on
then
my list of good games.
yeah, Indiana. Yeah, Indiana. I like that game, 38-15 win right there. The way, we came out and Indiana, the coach was talking crazy, before the game and shit. And, we came out there, put belt the ass, man. And then going into, to the legendary playoff run, man. First game, Tennessee fans talking crazy and shit. Talk about they coming in, they gonna plant their flag in the middle of the field and everything, and just talking
We
wild, man.
playing
And we
Rocky
came out
Top.
and put belt the ass to Tennessee, 42-17, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they was so shocked. Like them boys was leaving the stadium earlier in the third quarter, driving back to the damn Knoxville, Tennessee. They was sick as hell. Like
Made
drunk
their
as hell,
quarterback
drinking
switch teams.
whiskey. Motherfuckers probably got DUIs and shit on the way driving back, drinking that whiskey and shit, subbering they damn loss. Like, and then the fourth game, the Rose Bowl game, Oregon, Ohio State, big blowout, 41-21. You know what I'm saying? Belt the ass out the gate. Oregon didn't know what hit them right out the gate. They was like, what the hell? We getting our ass kicked by these boys like this early? 34
Speaking
nothing? Like, they were
speaking
like
of Dan
34
Lanning,
nothing. They were sick. They was sick as hell, man. Like, and the last game, of course, the Natty, man. Of course, Notre Dame versus Ohio State, man. We won 34-23 in that game. Legendary game. Will Howard closing it out with the legendary pass to JJ.
and you
All
got
out
Texas in
defense
there.
going crazy.
You got Texas game in there. That's
Nah,
crazy. That's nasty work, bro.
nah,
That's nasty work.
yeah. I got the Texas in
Texas.
Yeah,
mine.
it's definitely there was five good games Ohio State played last year, like top to bottom. There was five good games. It was the four playoff games in Indiana. Everything else was kind of mm, for me.
That's why I did my list the way I did it because I wanted to add the regular season game. I didn't just want to
But
include
you
the
want to
playoff,
add
just the
Penn
playoff
State
game.
and like, damn, we look trash
I
in Penn
like the
State. We
win. I
barely
like
got
the
out of
I
that.
like I like
We
I
barely
like
got
the
out of that. We
resiliency
should
of
have
the
lost
No,
that.
team
To
but
on
be
I
that
honest with
actually
win.
you,
like it
we should have
that Penn
lost the way
State
we
win.
played.
Like that Penn
Oh,
State win showed
it's
more
gross.
negative than positive. Like, I don't know, man. This is
Way more.
ridiculous.
That's bad. This was
This is
like the
I
question
feel
was
y'all.
too
I
easy.
feel. I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all. I feel y'all. I just like the way that they closed that game out. That's just me personally. Like the defense and the offense. I mean, that's just me personally. But that's my list right there for sure, man. What y'all guys got?
Yeah, the four playoff games in Indiana.
okay.
Now the defend tie a little bit and your little rant about Indiana. I thought Indiana was gonna put up a better show. I definitely didn't have us losing to Penn State either. But uh, you know, I thought Indiana was better in that, and then it was in the trenches, and
Both of
Indiana
y'all
just got
did.
smoked. Yeah, well,
TB
no,
was
no,
talking about IU the whole
I ain't
year.
say that. Yeah, because TB my guy, and I'm with him, and I thought Indiana was better than they were. They just had that soft ass schedule, like we just talked about. You know what I mean? Uh, yeah, I was surprised. Not as surprised as Ty, but I was surprised. Damn it!
Listen, my my top is number one. No order. It's the national title game. The Texas game,
Texas number one for me.
I'm gonna go that first Oregon game, even though we lost by 1 point. It was just a great game. You know what I mean? And I just feel
Was
like we lost based off our mistakes. I don't think Oregon beat us. That's you know what I mean. That's just my
thousand
opinion.
percent. I
And
agree.
how we gave him belt to ass in the second game kind of shows that too. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. And then
I ain't gonna lie, that even if that loss to Oregon, that was still an amazing game though.
yeah,
Still
it was a
amazing
great game.
game on both ends for sure. Like I love those type of games, man, for sure. I ain't gonna hold you. I
Yeah,
don't like us to be in position to be in tight games. I be just wanting us to just get out on them and blow, put belt the ass and go home. You know what I mean? Like you know
So
what I'm saying?
so so
uh-huh.
But
so now you see our opinion of Will Hire during the
yeah,
regular season and Will Hire first versus the postseason. That's all I'm saying. There was a whole
damn,
different
you threw
offense
the
and
shot
everybody.
at Will. Why did Will gotta
Not a,
get this straight?
that was a shot. The will and
Yes,
the
it
offense and the
was.
coaching.
Nigga, what? He gonna ask, was it a shot? It's like,
So
yes.
you, so you, so all right. In reality, so let's talk about truth and not shots. That was a shot at Will and not truth at Will. That he played different in the first Oregon game as opposed to any of the playoff games. Or is that like just common
That's the
sense?
truth.
I'm
That's
just
the
curious.
truth. That's
Thank
the
you,
truth, though.
thank you. Like I'm not even. I'm not. That
I mean,
wasn't even a shot.
that's your opinion on that.
That wasn't even a shot. I called a
I
Will
feel like
Howard.
Will. I feel like Will played great. The only like Will's bad game was
Will
the
had more than one bad game,
the
bro.
Penn State,
Will had
the
more than
Penn
one bad
State
game.
game, and
Michigan,
the Nebraska
Oregon, he
game, the
made
Michigan game.
mistakes. Oregon, he made mistakes.
And Penn
Big
State
ones.
too.
He
Penn State was
played
a
great in
bad
that
Penn
game too.
Oregon
State.
first in
Oh my
both
God.
Oregon games.
He looked terrible
Penn
in
State was a bad game for
Penn
me.
State in more
Yeah, it
in
was bad in the
Michigan.
first drive, but after that he was straight.
No.
Who?
No.
In the what game?
Stop it.
Penn
Stop it.
State.
Stop,
He
bro.
won again.
We're
The fuck
not
y'all
about to
talking
do
about? I
this
know we're not
again.
about to go over this again. We're not
We're
doing
not
this
about to
again.
do this again, bro.
We're not do,
He
we're
was
Scored
definitely
20
not.
points.
trash.
He
He
scored
was
20 points.
trash. Just because he made one or
They
two
won the
plays,
game.
he was trash the entire game. We won 20-13, bro.
The
Come on.
offense, I ain't gonna lie. The offense as a whole was trash. I ain't just gonna just blame it on just him. Offense wasn't
Not
doing
Can't
much.
just.
say he played
Not
solid.
just.
Don't sit
Can't
there and say
just
he
The
played
blame it
whole
just
solid.
the
offense
If
whole
switched
that
in the
if the
offense.
playoffs,
offense
bro.
if the offense was the whole was trash, that means the quarterback is trash.
Cam, you trying to say
Yeah,
the
I said he
same
had a great
team
game.
played the regular season?
I
Stop
said
it.
he had
Stop it.
I
Stop
said
it.
Will had a game where that was one of his worst games. The Penn State, the Nebraska game, and the Michigan game. Those are just three bad
And
games.
the Penn State. You gotta add
I
the Penn
said
State.
Penn State. I said Penn State, Nebraska, and Michigan. Those are three bad games out of the year.
So
All the
he didn't
other
make big
games he went
mistakes.
crazy.
He didn't make big mistakes against Oregon the first time.
He didn't make
He didn't make
mistakes.
big.
Yes, he
I'm not
did.
saying
That
he
shit,
made many.
that last year was
Stop
not
it.
on. That
Stop it. I'm
last
not
drive
saying
was
he
not
made
on him.
many. I'm
Bro,
saying he made
you
mistakes.
Will
forgot
played
the
a
play.
Big
flawless damn near
mistakes.
game for real in that game.
Bro,
He
Will
played
Howard
a
himself
flawless
admitted
game
it
against
though.
Oregon in that first game.
He himself
Yeah,
admitted that he
yeah,
was not the
the
guy.
last
That's
10.
nasty work,
Okay,
bro.
he said
That's
the
nasty
last 10
work,
of
bro.
the last drive. Yes,
That's
that's what he's
nasty.
talking about. He ain't
That's
talking about the
nasty.
whole
No.
game. You go back and look at
No,
the
no,
stats and what he did. He went
no, no.
crazy.
That's not all I'm talking about. That's not at all. I'm talking about the third down throw. I'm talking about him tripping over himself and didn't get a first down. I'm talking
The
big
fumble on
mistakes.
third down. The fumble on third
Thank
down.
you. No, that's another one. That's not just
Or
one.
the last drive, right?
It
I
was
didn't say he made a lot of mistakes. I said he made big mistakes.
You talking about the last drive? That's the only drive you're talking about.
he had that fumble on third down wasn't on the last drive.
He didn't
Thank
fuck.
you.
He didn't go to
He just
Oregon though.
said it.
He fucking hop right on the ball. That ain't no
We
fumble.
had to punt though. We was down. We had to punt. If he didn't fumble on that drive, we were driving, bro. We could take the lead.
On the move. On the
We
move.
was
On third
driving.
down.
We was
Just said
driving.
big
If he could
mistakes.
have took the
Didn't
lead on
say
that
he
drive,
made a lot.
he fumbled the ball on third down on some bullshit. We had to punt.
Thank you.
Y'all
Sorry, Cam.
nitpicking. Y'all nitpicking hard
Bro,
as
come
fuck
on,
because that
bro.
boy, y'all is. Y'all
How,
always do, bro.
how many
Y'all
times you
You
play?
always
act like
do.
we
How
fucking
much is
thinking
a
about the shit.
football?
It
Y'all
just comes to
do.
us.
It's
Bro,
That shit
that
be
situational
man
real,
football,
Will
bro.
Cam.
played great in that
Take the
Oregon game,
blinders
bro.
off.
Y'all
Take the
nitpicking with a
blinders
couple of
off.
fucking plays, man. Y'all nitpicking with a couple of fucking plays. Y'all know
The
that boy
recruits
played
don't
good
be
in
Like
that
I
first
there.
said,
Oregon
They're
like
coaching
I
game.
said,
games,
not a
bro.
lot,
The
not a
defense,
lot of
y'all want to put
mistakes.
blame for that
Big
game? The
mistakes.
defense is to blame. And y'all both know that. The motherfuckers gave up 30 fucking 8 points in that damn game. Had no business giving up 38. And we
Had nothing to
both
do with
know
field
that.
position either, did it? Had nothing to do with field position. So just blame the defense, right?
Defense ain't got no
Okay.
business giving up
Okay.
38.
Okay. He didn't throw an
We,
interception in that
we
game
ain't
either,
get
did he?
we ain't,
Oh,
he
okay.
ain't throw no picking against Oregon. He ain't had no turnovers getting that Oregon game.
You're right. It was
He
the
had
fumble I
no
was thinking about.
turnovers. Yeah, he had no turnovers in that
But
Oregon game.
so turnover is the only reason for field position or three and outs and bad passes.
Shit, we need our
Ugh.
fucking defense to make the fucking
Ugh.
stop.
Come on,
The
bro.
defense got to play
Ugh.
sometime.
Ugh.
Only one
It's
defensive player had a bad
Ugh.
game
38
against
points
Oregon.
for giving up 38 at Ohio State is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Only
Like
one
we
defensive player
all
had a
three know
bad
that.
game. They only cooked a dude on the corner. That was really it. That's all they had.
Pass interference on Iggy and Burke that game. Burke had a big one that game.
Man,
Burke was getting his ass
listen,
chef
Yeah. Yeah.
Chef Boyardee out that motherfucker that day.
listen. It's situational football. They say situational football for a reason.
All right, so let's get to the Buckeye hater of the week, man. So I got two of them this week, man. Buckeye hater of the week, Michigan offensive lineman Brady Norton says Ohio State reached out to him before Michigan, but ghosted him until Michigan showed interest. So he went off to say, "Fuck those guys."
Oh,
So he
Yeah.
pissed
And
off
then
that Ohio State ghosted the man.
yeah. He mad that the hot chick just gave him a fake number. Like, nah, okay.
yeah,
You
yeah,
sound salty.
yeah, bro.
That's why you the hater of the week, you fucking Silky Johnson looking mother
And
trucker.
and,
I'm just
and
saying.
now and now you about to get dominated for the next 2-3 years.
This
Sick.
kid, this is a kid that's from California. He transferred from Cal Poly to Michigan, so he was sorry that we ain't lock him in from the portal, pretty much. Crazy part about this shit, three-star kid coming out of high school. I don't even, me and T man, we be tapped in on the recruiting heavy and shit. I don't even remember us even going after this kid so much, honestly. I mean, I remember the name, but I don't remember us ever going after him heavy for real. Man,
Yeah,
You know what
it
that sound like?
explains why as far as this whole story.
It sound like
yeah,
that girl from high school that always wanted to date you, but you had an excuse on why she ain't talk to you and shit like that. That's what it sound like.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yeah. Go ahead over there, bro. You weren't good enough anyway.
Right, right.
Hater.
Yeah, bro. I think he just pissed off because of Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't that interested for real. Like he just one of them dudes is pissed off. One of them guys that got they got a girl that they like and shit, and then you know what I'm saying, they trying to get on with him and shit. Then they, you know what I'm saying, the girl ain't giving him no chance and shit, and then he keeps shooting this shot, kidding, and they inbox on Messenger and everything, getting ghosted. You know what I'm
He
saying, on
definitely feels
red.
some type of way. He
You know what I'm
definitely feels
saying?
some type of way.
I think he clout chasing with the moves, talking about it for real. Like, cause I don't even think this situation was that serious. Like, I'm pretty sure you had other offers as well, but you had to make it known to talk about Ohio State, obviously, because the rival. So like,
Yeah, that's
like
it.
I think it's a clout chase move for real, bro. Like, you
Uh-huh,
know what I mean? Like, he just clout chasing, dog. Like.
uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? But he definitely Buckeye hater of the week, you know what I'm saying? Pulling the clout chaser move, mentioned Ohio State, talking about F those guys because we ain't show no love to you, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't answering your call when you was trying to shoot your shot. You know what I'm saying? Go over there
Right.
with the bum, you know what I'm saying? And go down there and the damn river out that motherfucker because it's a Titanic over there. You know what I'm saying? In Michigan over there, dog. You know what I'm saying? And other news too, for us Buckeye hater of the week, man. The Buckeyes, as I mentioned, the Buckeyes, they was at the White House. They went and seen Donald Trump and everything. And then a lot of people was giving Jeremiah Smith flack for uh, p- talking to Donald Trump and shaking his hand and everything, man. And of course, you got people and even Buckeye fans. This this girl comes on and says, Jeremiah, I'm a diehard Buckeye, but this ain't it, bruh. This ain't a good look. Then another guy said, y'all should have just declined the invitation. Now I have lost all respect for y'all. Then another person says, now I'm glad he's not a Miami Hurricane. This is a Miami guy right there. Talking
Yo,
about
be
what a
glad he's not in
loser.
Miami too. Fuck you.
And then another person
Facts.
says, I'm disappointed in you for sure. So Jeremiah Smith and a lot of people's getting a lot of flack for being at the White House for celebrating their national championship, which is all teams do. When you win a championship, they go to the White House. And I know Donald Trump, controversial guy, you know what I'm saying, and everything.
Some
Of course,
some
we ain't talking
bullshit.
to politics on this show for show, but just in general, just I understand people got they different, views as far as politics and everything, but far as them just criticizing these young men for going to the White House and celebrating their championship, like they ain't doing nothing no different from the rest. Y'all don't be
Yeah.
criticizing. Y'all ain't criticized the damn Eagles when they just went up there to the White House. Yeah, when they was dapping
Facts.
up, Donald Trump and shit. You know what I mean?
Fact.
So why
Facts.
is JJ Jeremiah Smith getting all of this slander just because of who he is? Because shit, he's probably a bigger figure than some of them guys that's in the NFL with the Eagles or some shit. You feel me? Like I'm trying to understand it, man. Like
These niggas ain't got. Oh, they ain't got. Sorry, they. You getting me out? I'm getting upset. So my blackness is coming out. But what
go
I'm
ahead,
saying,
man. Speak your piece, bro.
yo, what I'm sitting there saying is these people ain't got no life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like like I think you said it best when you saying that. Keep it about the sports. Jeremiah Smith ain't making no political statement by being with his teammates celebrating a national title win. And being hold on. Why I listen, my mom went to the White House. She was on a 5-year wait list. Some of these players just went just to go to the White House, just to see the White
Facts.
House. It ain't even about the president. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right,
yeah,
right,
it's not even about the president. Who don't want? I want to go into the White House and take a little tour. What's wrong? Like, come on, man. And when you
right,
and what do you
bro.
do when you go to somebody else's house? You gotta address the homeowner first. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I like you know if I walk into one of y'all houses, right, and y'all in the house and I'm walking by and I just walk right past y'all and ignore y'all, like, that's a problem. Like this is my house. Like who is you walking up in my house not addressing the head of the household? Like you know what I mean? How you doing? Whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Facts.
how people should look at it. You know what I mean? Shaking the hand with Donald. If Donald Trump walked in my house right now, I don't like the man. I think he's racist. But he walked in with Secret Service and all that, blah, blah, blah. Said, hey, introduce yourself. I'm going to shake his hand and introduce myself. That don't, what does that mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what does that mean? Like,
But
that don't mean
then
nothing.
it's Buckeye fans too, bro. Like this
I
is coming
mean,
from Buckeye fans.
I wonder if they're even football fans. It feels like they more political fans than football fans because this really isn't
Right,
even an issue. And it's not like it's a 53 man roster in the NFL. There's 100 and some dudes on this team, and all different backgrounds. Like if anything, you gonna show up just for the dude next to you. It has nothing to do with the dude in front of you. If that makes sense to you. Like,
right.
all right, we the team made a vote. You know what I mean? We're gonna go or we not, but we don't go together. Like that's what a team's supposed to do. So like I this whole thing that part of it is political and it's political people trying to make football
Yeah,
political, and it's like, why? Like, well, just let us enjoy our sports. Leave all that out of it. Like, we know
exactly,
sports are
exactly.
political
Right.
anyway in every level. AAU to high school to college to the NBA. We all know it has something to do with it. But like I remember when I was young and growing up, like granted I was dumb too and didn't understand the things of the world and shit, but like sports was sports. Like Sports Center had nothing but highlights in sports, and now ESPN is nothing but like well those networks. Like I don't want to point anybody out or nothing, but like those
Right.
networks, they always try to bring that shit in, and it's like we don't have to do that. Like we don't have
No.
to, and the people that do have a different agenda than sports to do it. So it's like, let's not give these people no time. And
Yeah.
you know, if we like say the group was not us like as individuals personally, but like the group that we have for the podcast gets so big, the president of the White House wants to fucking meet us and have a whole fucking thing. We vote, and I'm against it, but y'all for it, and I'm outvoted. Guess what I'm gonna go do? I'm gonna go shake that man's hand and make all the respectable things that you're supposed to do when you in front of the camera and all that. You know what I mean? It's levels to the shit. So it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I it's crazy. Like though I bet those people that be posting on there and shit are either bots or somebody from some propaganda or has something behind it. So it's like
Mhm.
if it's Buckeyes, leave it Buckeyes. It's like me and my brother fighting. Like we in here and we supposed to be talking about this thing, and now something else gets brung in and it blows up. We shouldn't even
Right.
brought that thing in. You know what I mean? That's how
Absolutely.
I feel about the
Yeah.
situation.
Right, bro. You absolutely right, bro. Because I had to talk with him earlier on the phone about that earlier too. And this is just like the same as prime example for that, bro. Like, a lot of these people, like we're seeing Buckeye fans now, attacking, the Buckeye players, with a lot of slander for us, them being at the White House and when, like TB said. I'm looking at Jermaine and the Styles brothers and seeing other players on the team. They was up there, flicking it up, videos and a lot of pics and stuff at
Mhm.
the White
Oh
House. They
yeah,
was more so just enjoying themselves, just having the experience being at the White House. They wasn't even
Right.
thinking about Donald Trump because, truth be
Right.
told, before they almost didn't go to the White House. They was really discussing and speaking, saying that they might not go to the White House.
Hmm.
And but they decided like as a team, like, no, we're gonna celebrate, with America at the White House and stuff and do our thing.
And I
And
bet a lot of
more
them was
about the
like,
house.
I bet a lot of them was like, hey, let's just go just to see the White House. Let's tour the city. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's more about the
yeah.
house than the owner. You know what I mean? If that makes
Yo,
sense.
and these are millionaires. So it's like, hold on, let's go to the White House. We got millions of dollars. We just won a championship. It's Chocolate
Let's see if we
City.
get in the liquor room.
What? Hey, like you know what I'm saying? They're gonna make it a thing. Best believe I'm partying. Listen, I lived in DC for 3 years. So I'm telling you, it's Chocolate City, bro. I would have been on Adams Morgan Strip living it up. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's where all the Howard girls go. So
There we go.
you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
There we
I'm
go.
don't get me started. But anyway, that's
Nah, I feel you. Like
it ain't about
it's
Yeah,
more about
bro.
politics.
that.
I hate it when people want to incorporate that politics to it. And like we're all individual human beings. You know what I'm saying? Nobody I can't tell you what I can't tell you two right now what y'all thinking at very this moment. I ain't Doctor Strange or anybody like that. I like you know what I mean? Like we're all
Right.
everybody got their own motives on why they do things. So for the certain people to put a political thing on them when they're not making a political statement, that's why I think it's like nasty work. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't unless you talk to Jeremiah himself and he looks in your eyes and tell you, yeah, I'm going to the White House to see Donald Trump. Then why are you even putting him and Donald Trump in the same sentence in the same? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it don't make no sense because if you talk to him, he may tell. And I don't know this. Obviously, this is this example, you know what I'm saying? But he may tell you, listen, I wanted to go to DC, the White House because I've never been to DC before. Maybe he's never been. I don't know this for sure. I'm just giving an example. Maybe he never been
Right.
to DC. Maybe you know what I'm saying. Maybe he heard something about DC or a restaurant in DC that he wanted to try to go, and then go. I'm going to the White House anyway. I want to try this restaurant. I mean, I'm just making up bullshit, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
there's plenty of other things that people could have said or put on. You know what I'm saying? But they want to stick that one thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what bothers me.
Yeah, bro. That's what pissed me off about that, bro. Like they making this whole thing about just the fact that these kids went and visited, Donald Trump at, the White House when this whole trip wasn't even just about, Donald Trump at all, bro. This was just a trip where, this is a legendary moment. Like shit,
Yeah,
they
a field
celebrating the
trip, a
national
college field
championship.
trip with your
Like
teammates.
this
You
is
want a
a
field trip all the
timeless
time.
moment right
A
here.
college
Like,
field trip
why
with your team and
why
celebrating the daddy in the
diminish the
city. I'm sure they
moment?
had team dinners in a nice restaurant. I'm sure they ate good that night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sure they had their little. I'm sure they had their little honey dips with them, and then nuts 5 4-star hotels. You know, I mean, come on, like you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah, I'm just trying to
it ain't no
understand, like
political.
Buckeye fans. I'm really like some of the comments I've seen from Buckeye fans. I'm really ashamed of that shit, bro. Because I'm just like, damn, for
We don't need
real,
you. We don't need you as
like,
fans anyway.
yeah, like, bro, that's crazy, bro. Like, I just, I'm like, come on, man. These kids, they doing their thing, celebrating the national championship. No, this is a lifetime, achievement. Something that they may never get the chance to ever do ever again. You know what I mean? And it's just sad to see fans really do react to the kids like that and respond to them in that manner, man. It's just real nasty work, bro. Like it's sickening, bro. For real.
Get your
Shit,
shit together,
TV.
America.
Yeah, man. So we can go and close it out, man, for sure, man. You already know, man. Jay Crutch, man, my brother. You already know this was a great one, man.
We
Episode
had some good
29
seats.
tonight. You know what I'm
We had
saying?
some good
Episode
seats.
20. Spring game was amazing, man. Like, oh man, like I'm still in awe of the game for real, because this is like just the experiences being down there, bro. Just like I ain't been down on campus in so long. So just me being down there, it felt so good being down there, and then just being able to see these guys, because we was able to get first person experience to see
Yeah.
them and see them guys work, bro. Because like some stuff that T Matt and them they didn't catch on the screen. You know what I'm saying? We seen some shit and actually like, oh, they thought such and such missed a tackle. No, it was Malik Harford. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's like we happen to see some extra stuff as well. With T Mac, he was going to a lot of the games last year, you know what I mean? So he's able to see some stuff that we didn't see, you know what I'm saying, that we was watching on TV as well. So I mean, amazing experience, man, for sure. Many more to come for this year. This was a great
Facts.
show. This is episode 29 tonight. We got episode 30 next week, man. So
Shit.
we gotta come up with some crazy topics. I think I want to get us to debate. This is one thing I wanted to mention, but I'm mad TV went off. I want to get us because now that we on YouTube with it, we're gonna get some of the college football, landscape flowing through here once we more on here. I'm already knowing it's gonna happen, but I'm already thinking of some shit already, and it caught my brain earlier. How we debate each other. I wanna put. We able to get 10 people on the panel on here on StreamYard.
Oh
I want
shit.
to get other fans in the mix debating and stuff. You know what I'm
Let's
saying? Like
go.
other content creators that with other that's with other fan bases. You know what I'm saying? Coming over here. You know what I'm saying? Or we go over there, however they want it. You know what I'm saying? Like I think we're gonna
Ready
make it
for
real interesting for college football for us on YouTube for us. You know what I'm saying? The content because we gonna be debating. We debate each other. You know what I'm saying? And I think we're the
it.
most unique Buckeye football podcast of them all because we actually debate each other. Shit, 98, 99% of the other Buckeye football podcasts, they are not debating each other or challenging each other in any
They
of
all
their,
yes man.
shows. Like, you
They
know what I'm
all
saying?
yes
Like,
man.
we challenge each other on here, you know what I'm saying? And
Let's
we
go.
challenge any other, No college football content creators out there, and other fan bases. Y'all want to tap in. Y'all want to debate. Y'all Bama fans, Georgia fans, Tennessee fans,
Y'all don't
bums
want no
up
smoke.
north fans. You know what I'm
Y'all don't want
saying?
no smoke.
Oh, we want all the smoke. So y'all want to come and debate anytime? Let us know because we will be on deck for sure, man. Like that's what
Oh,
type of time are we on. You know what I'm saying? We want to get to debate some of these other fan bases in college football. So that's where we at with it, man. This was a great show. Episode 30 next Wednesday, man. We got a
woo.
lot to cover. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot of news. The portal is open right now for the spring. I'm pretty sure we're going to get some. Don't be surprised if it's
Draft.
some crazy. Now, I will say this: if it's some crazy breaking news happening from now on to this weekend, we're going to have to mess around and do a show. I ain't, that's, we're going to have to get on that
Nah,
type of time, man.
nah. It's gonna be
For
next
real.
weekend show because the draft next week, son. The
Yeah, now
draft
we
is gonna be
gonna
the draft show.
now I'm gonna get now. Don't get it twisted. We gonna do something for the NFL. Like me, you,
Let's
Heck,
go.
and TB. We got to do a show for the draft. We got to. Matter of fact, we got to
Let's
do that
go.
this weekend. We got to put that
The
together
last
this
time we
weekend.
can. That's the last time we can talk about it for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
That's on
because
the NFL show. It ain't the Buckeye
and
podcast no more. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
we should do. I think we should do. I've been doing a little bit of the mock draft. So I think y'all should do some of the mock drafts too to fiddle with it and stuff. You know what I mean? So then we can come on the show and we can be like, oh yeah, this is my mock draft. And do about 3 or 4 of them. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Have a set for the show.
Marty about seven
Yeah.
deep, so we're good. Let's go.
Yeah. Thanks. All right, man, for sure. This was a great one. Buckeye Steppers, episode 29, man. No, great night. More to come. We here every Wednesday. Buckeye Steppers podcast every Wednesday on CamJNetwork YouTube channel every Wednesday, man. And I'm gonna get it going to where we can share it to Facebook, so we'll be live on Facebook as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to miss out on all of the Facebook followers as well. And we're gonna put it on other platforms as well. So we working, man. There's some stuff that we working out, working some new
Go.
kinks out, man. And I'm
Rolling.
loving it, man. So everybody know, follow Buckeye Steppers on IG and Facebook. I gotta get back on the content over there. I've been lacking. There's been too much going on. And make sure y'all sub up the CamJNetwork, man, for all Buckeye Steppers content, man. The show was up, so y'all watching on the playback. Make sure y'all like and comment on the show. And we out of here. OH.
Ayo.
IO.